from a detailed list of the priority areas that need urgent attention across the country. We have already compiled that list with expert assistance. Mr. Speaker, we are ready to govern Jamaica.
Mark Golding, opposition leader. And the opposition leader says the PNP will provide financial support to local food producers through the establishment of an agricultural development fund.
We will fund it from the existing import taxes on food. For example, an earmarked allocation of 1% of current food imports would raise approximately $2.5 billion per annum for that fund. Our vision is to provide much needed assistance for local farmers in relation to essential inputs like tools, equipment and machinery, water storage and irrigation systems, and to help them with land preparation and to produce storage facilities and access to finance.
He says that the fund will be instrumental in reducing post-harvest losses. Golding adds that the PNP will strengthen Jamaica's food security and expand the irrigation and research capabilities in the sector by implementing a program dubbed SMART. SMART stands for Sustainable Management of Agriculture through Research and Technology, the SMART program.
Increasing the productivity of our farmers through the introduction of improved climate-smart farming systems and technology-driven farming operations. Repairing farm roads to enable our farmers to access the farms and transport their produce to market. Engaging major private sector players in poultry, agro-processing, milk and livestock production to create an enabling environment that they require so they can expand their already very significant contribution to the sector.
Mark Golding, opposition leader. Energy Minister Darrell Vaz says the country remains on track to generate 50% of its electricity from renewable sources by 2030. He was highlighting the progress being made to build out wind and solar farms, which will come online in 2027.
In November 2024, the Generation Procurement Entity awarded 99.83 megawatts of new solar capacity contract to Wheaton Energy Limited and to Sunterra Energy Jamaica Limited. Both bidders have obtained their generation licenses from the ministry, and their implementation scheduled completion is expected by 2027.
The minister was speaking at a press briefing held at the ministry's headquarters on Trafalgar Road in Kingston on Tuesday. The 50% renewable energy goal forms part of the government's plan to attain reduced reliance on expensive imported fossil fuel. The plan prioritizes wind, hydro, and solar as primary energy sources and battery energy storage systems for grid stability, reliability, and efficiency. Minister Vaz also announced the expansion of utility-scale renewable projects that are expected to come on stream this year.
An additional 220 megawatts of utility-scale renewables with storage will be competitively procured in 2025, alongside JPS's replacement of 171.5 megawatts of retiring fossil fuel units using only renewables, which will bring renewables electricity generation close to 48% when the projects are connected to the grid.
Darrell Vaz, the Minister of Energy. CEO of the National Commercial Bank, NCB, Bruce Bowen, says the reopening of its St. Anne's Bay branch forms part of efforts to expand service delivery to customers. He was speaking Monday night at the reopening of NCB's St. Anne's Bay Financial Center.
We are driven by this vision of building a better Jamaica. How we're going to do that as a financial institution is making sure that we're your financial institution of choice, that we are anchoring on primary relationships so that you trust us with that, are helping you grow wealth, and that we're going to build an organization that's delivering world-class standards, raising that standard so that you're not getting the service and the products that you would is acceptable for Jamaica, but that are world-class, that would be competing in any market globally.
Bruce Bowen, CEO of NCB. NCB says after adjusting the branch's operating model in recent years, it heard of the concerns of customers and the business community and took action. That included renovating the branch and reinstating the services customers consider most important to their lives and livelihood. NCB Chairman Michael Lee Chin, who spoke at the launch, stressed that NCB was committed to improving customer experience and wealth creation.
You pay the bills. So we therefore have to be respectful of those who pay the bills and treat you in the way in which you deserve, with respect, with humility, and with gratitude.
Michael Leachin, NCB chairman. And that's it for the local segment. All the news up next, regional and international.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales.
No, may I play the international part when I want to hear that? People end up on tea time in the box. Chat, I want to may work with it. Should I continue the news or no hear enough? That is
We
what.
always listen to the international part. Look here.
Earth, we are awaiting the drone deployment.
For better choice in the electrical business.
Guys, morning or afternoon, wherever you are. Look like me request and then the phone is turned on. Sorry if my background is noisy.
We didn't know it's a long time.
Okay. The liar British subject. A 4 out of 10 Cliff game, Kizzy. And then, instead for like, in a university, and you get points for like presentation, and you have to do up your poster.
Overall in game 5.5. That the overall grade, at the final grade.
Yeah, but me I say 4 out of 10 in game for content.
Whether it's a service, nobody's going to buy anything that
It's a mark
what it represents.
the grade, when you mark it for the number, you get only a half a mark for this and half a mark for that. That's all.
The news come back.
Hold on there. The news come back? Okay, me go on.
With the president of Guyana, Dr. Irfan Ali, on Monday. Dr. Gonzalez is urging calm and restraint, and for both parties to return to diplomacy in the interest of maintaining economic and social stability for the entire Latin America and Caribbean region. The Essequibo area lies west of the Essequibo River. The territory, excluding the Venezuelan-controlled Coco Island, is controlled by Guyana as part of its regions. It is also claimed by Venezuela as the Guayana Essequibo state. In international, Russian President Vladimir Putin has agreed to a temporary halt to attacks on Ukrainian energy facilities. He, however, declined to endorse a full 30-day ceasefire that President Donald Trump hoped would be the first step towards a permanent peace deal. Ukraine said it would support the scaled-back agreement, which would require both countries to hold off firing on each other's energy infrastructure for about a month. Experts say Putin avoided making significant concessions in what could be a play for time as Russian troops advance in eastern Ukraine. The White House said talks on a maritime ceasefire in the Black Sea, as well as a more complete ceasefire and a permanent peace deal, would begin immediately. This following a lengthy call between Trump and Putin on Tuesday. It was also unclear whether Ukraine would be involved in those talks. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
All right, guys, there you have it. Or do I have the floor? Punkos, you did say you listen to the thing this morning. If you have time, I want to give you a summary. We can hear your summary. Because I give mine already from morning. Those of you who missed it, my apologies. When you come to class late. Is there anyone? Tahiri, as a young person, are you still there, Tahiri? Tahira. Me always pronounce your name wrong. Tahira. 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 Why do we pay out money for one young comrade join the chat? We can't tell you why they must support PNP. We couldn't find out. And here we have a young Tahira. Are you already familiar with her? Some might be not, but she's a young Jamaican.
Tahira Labor, right?
Yes, but she not hear me. I know. Look like she gonna sleep.
She must drop back a few.
The one she give her summary because it look like Punkus. Me know Punkus their work. All right, Mr. Bracy, as an elder who have seen and heard many budgets. Mr. Bracy, you want to give us a summary on your point of view? Mr. Bracy. Well, I want going for a box this morning. Sheldon?
Kizzy, my background nice.
Wait a minute, everybody gone quiet.
Yeah, your background nice, but we are hearing you louder than it nice.
One love.
All right, we're going to mute and make Punkus the summary. Because we not eat your background too loud. Your voice not project.
So like you have
Yes, all right. Make we mute and see if we can make it hear it better.
Yeah, so my friend Mark Golding, irritating and disgusting. Totally disgusting. He not provide no context, he not provide no numbers, he not provide how he going to do certain things. And most of the things that even rent to own home, right? That's already in place. We already talked about that long time. Not only that too, he mentioned something about crime fighting, right? Why he not implement that as an MP in an own constituency and lower crime in an own constituency? Because these things don't have weapon and national implementation. They can implement it and can say, we have implemented this in all 14 MPs constituency, right? So the thing is baseless, right? The chief dig when they got the prime minister at the last part was really low, and just his whole mannerism was low. Even not coming nothing new. There's not one thing that was new. Energy saving renewables were already embarked on that. Remember, saying we have a Canadian contract with coal plants to carry down renewable energy in the grid. And there's so many things that thing say is just like literally thief the ideas from the Jamaican Labour Party. But me and I, and little more in depth, my quite a place to talk more.
Okay, all right, Mr. Bracy.
Yeah, man. Me listening, man. The security part where I talk about the crime plan, everything where the man mentioned are somewhere in place already, are announced for put in place. Even the rent to own something. Because I listen protecting JA go dig up the video with the Prime Minister presentation and play the video. The exact words the man used, him never even changed nothing in that. You know, sometimes I have to wonder if him know say all these things in the archives where everybody can go back go dig them up and play them and say not even one new idea the man no come with, nothing new. You know, and then we have some PNP we are running there that talk about the JLP never see this coming, Mark Golding put out this and that, and now if I wonder, I say then, but you see, like me that tell them last night before you come on, we did it for live, they were, I think I the same Black King live, but it did drop down. The good thing about it, there is time, there is a lot of time before the election, because the election no announce it, so there's a lot of time for that thing and open it up and spread it out so everybody can see that this man have no idea. This man don't have no plan. Everything that he might come with are somewhere different table already in place, hard to put in place. You know?
Bracy. Aye. One love.
Good morning, gentle folks.
Morning.
But it wasn't a budget presentation for me. It more sounded like a manifesto. Because budget I have tell you where the money come from and where to go. You only told some things, but that more sound like a manifesto to me. Me actually give about that 3 out of 10. You can't have so much promise and you don't know where the money come from.
Tell me where you give him the 3 for.
The 3?
That he showed up.
Him show up at the budget and 2, him rename one of the program Porsche. And I kind of know why I name it Porsche because a Porsche did twist. A Porsche did twist NIS, housing trust should say. to make people who don't even pay housing trust can get a house. I'm sympathetic to Portia.
It's interesting. So let me ask you one question. What you feel about him bringing up Operation Pride? You think Morning Deidre?
That take away from him. That take away from him, Kizzy.
Why? What is the significance of Mark Golding bringing up Operation Pride? Operation Pride was a failure, and not as how smart was that? Like, you know, right now in Jamaica, Operation Pride is trending. It is number 3 on the trending list. Yeah.
Him actually say finish the unfinished scheme them.
I don't think people understand what you want to explain to them what Operation Pride was.
Operation Pride was a thing where the PMP bringing in a PJ Pattinson and Dr. Carlbright. Dr. Carlbright was in charge, right? Well, them use anywhere wasteland there. Them organize them PMP group and capture it and split it up. But them split it up and don't give anybody the papers. And on top of that, the money where them supposed to use to put in infrastructure. Because at first it started as land, no, it wasn't. I had a whole street, you know. When them give Danai Williams and him operative the work, them put half of the money in them pocket.
One love.
So
One
the
love.
work done. The work them
One
done.
love.
Yeah.
One love. I would say Operational Pride was supposed to be a housing solution. And when you talk about Danai, no left out Danishka. All right, continue.
Yeah. No, they actually start out with land because Pines of Karachi was the first. It was actually land, and then when they realized it look bad, them actually start to add house to it. Because they say give the people and the people will build their houses. So then I collect half of the money. No, not half of the money, all of the money, even the 1 or 2 miles.
Listen, say it as it is. Danai Williams, the father of Danishka Williams, was charged with 6 other people for the fraud in the NHDC. $451 million.
Mr. Costly.
451 million. And it was a significant loss of about 8 billion. They could not give account for, and then charge 6 people, and $451 billion. Right?
The key person run away. That I don't remember his surname, but him first name, but him surname is Costly.
The witness, the runway. The witness, the runway, and that's why the case couldn't continue.
He was a QS. He was the QS for the project, so him sign off. He was the liaison officer and the QS from the government ministry to the contractor, and him actually sign off on the contract, so the work done, and the site don't even clear. So if they not find him, basically them can't do that or anything, and nobody know what become of him. I think Donovan Castle name, Donovan Castle. So Operation Pride, as Monty Perkins put it, is really Operation Shame. Monty called it that before him did. So if you know, say Marky G really a consider it to dig up back. But then again, it shouldn't surprise you know, because if him dig up PGF to come out comes Omar Davis should have get more title for get title for mash up Jamaica. It's not surprising go for that. I wouldn't surprise if them go back to Michael Manley where like send him operative them go like evening tide home. Them not shame. But I think social media I messed them up. The instant information where people can go do the research and find back archive and clippings of things to play back. It messed up the PMP them. Every time the PMP them plan them lie, them keep forgetting that part. And it always catch them half guard. But PMP shameless people. Shameless. Take the floor, Kizzy.
All right, Sheldon, are you there? Tyree is not here, so I'm going to free up the box so I can get some other persons. 172 of you are here. Want to request the box and come share with us. We want to understand. We want to understand how we see the budget, the supposedly budget speech. Morning, Churchill. Sheldon not here as well.
We will ensure that repairs and routine maintenance are done professionally. Local teams.
Churchill?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Good morning.
Yes, you have the floor, Churchill.
Why, you know, so Marky British just rubbed me the wrong way all the while. He's very condescending. I mean, I like when you address my prime minister. That style, me can't put my head around it at all. I mean, I see how that can appeal to voters in general. There's one thing he said, which, and maybe this is the only thing, which we kind of lean to for a long time. And so, I don't want to comment on that till after election, because I don't want to go against what my prime minister is doing right now, to be honest. So I don't really want to talk about that. Overall, I think they grade him too high. He deserve maybe a 2.5 in another region there. Yeah. A lot of things, like you mentioned about Operation Pride. Why would you want to bring that up? It's a sore on the PNP face. Right now they're in face. Why would they want to bring up Operation Pride? It don't make no sense at all. Yeah? And again, I will go back to the basics, you know. Mark Golden, for all his gimmicks and shenanigans, I still not trust him. A lot of Jamaicans still not trust him. And I want to prove to the Jamaican people saying born in Jamaica by showing birth certificate, school record, vaccination record, them kind of thing there. And have some people them when saying grow up in Jamaica, have them attest to the fact that, you know, he used to hang out with these people and, you know, he have friends here. We want him prove to Jamaica saying renounce his citizenship of Britain. Them kind of things are very important to me, because how can you trust this man when him dilly-dally pan them thing there? You see how long him take if he say him renounce his British citizenship? We should come naturally. If you want to lead a country and you have dual citizenship, you have to show 100% allegiance to the country you want to lead. And you have, if it took him so long, if it took him so long to think about it, and people have to actually push you if you go do it, it shows me that, you know, all either you don't understand the importance of what that is, or, you know, you want to live that kind of double life. You want to lead Jamaica and still hang on to what, you know, Britain has to offer you in terms of, you know, well, everything. So I'm not thinking ready until he can prove those things to the Jamaican people. And I think a lot of Jamaicans, you know, not going to trust.
Hold on, why you judge? No, listen, Judge.
Tuesday afternoon.
Listen, Judge.
Mark
Church.
Jefferson Golding, the leader of the opposition, president of the PNP, spoke in the budget debate. Now we can make a link between Golding's presentation, Julian Robinson's presentation, and take that in totality as the outline of the PNP's plan for Jamaica if it forms the next government. First question you have to ask yourself: did you hear a plan for the country if the PNP forms the next government? And after asking yourself that, you need to ask yourself, does the plan sound credible from the PNP based on what Julian Robinson and Mark Golding said? I'm looking at Mark Golding this morning. And the first thing is that, well, unlike many people who are in the YouTube chat, I rather like Mark Golding. I've always done. I was disappointed. Well, the best interview I've ever been a part of, whether in my career in sport or in hard news current affairs, the best interview I've been a part of, Mark Golding was a part of that. It was myself, Cliff, Mark Golding, and the outstanding Walter Scott, KC. It was an issue of constitutional matters way back when I had just completed my apprenticeship and was, moving. And it was brilliant, and I've had tremendous respect for him from that day. And I think that Golding has something to offer to the politics. So it's important for me to put that on the table. The question I asked to myself as I saw him go through his paces on Tuesday, is there a prime minister in him? And that was one of the things I was scrutinizing Golding for. Again, I repeat that I am trained in these matters of assessing speeches. Yeah, I did a lot of that in my university time. And there are tricks and things that people like myself have that will escape a casual observer. Did I see a prime minister in Mark Golding? Yes, I did. I saw someone who, somewhere through the weeds and the morass, there is a prime minister. There isn't a prime minister front and center, but there is a prime minister there, which is a credit to him. I want to look at the speech first from what I believe to be the high point of the speech. And there is no doubt that the high point of the speech was from page 40 in the text, where he starts talking about the NHT, the National Housing Trust. That's when Mark Golding stopped reading and started presenting. That's when he started conversing directly with the Jamaican people. That's when he seemed most at ease. That's when he was almost snapping his fingers as he went into the various elements of the plan for the NHT. That's when he hit his sweet spot. So in that presentation about the NHT, as I've said to you before, I want you to work with me on this and believe in me when I tell you this. How you know if a plan or a proposal has the makings of being a good plan or a good proposal is if it causes you to think. You're thinking about the costing of it. You're thinking about really if it makes sense. You're comparing it to what is existing now, what existed before. You're doing all of that with the plan or the proposal. It has the elements of a good plan. And the NHT element of the presentation was what had my brain whirring, trying to process this. And even as he spoke, that was undoubtedly the sweet spot, because there's a lot there for the different segments that he crafted that element of the speech to appeal to. Some good sounding things. So Mark Golding, in that aspect of the speech, NHT made the mark significantly. But there are questions about the sweet spot. Because I would have thought that with so much time to prepare to make this pitch to Jamaicans about housing, that the costing would have been there. And I'm sorry, but I can't move beyond the point of you saying 11.4 billion, you'll stop taking that out of the NHT. By the way, the finance minister said the same thing in the presentation 2 weeks ago. And even you said it without saying it, because you said that in 2017, the government extended for 8 more years this drawdown from the NHD, 2015, 2025, so it would end now. Even so, even with your comments. So it's not as if you're saying that you're going to do something that the government didn't say it's doing already. Be that as it may. So 11.4 billion, you're going to stop taking that. And you're going to do so many things. You had to, Mr. Golding, bring the numbers to prove how it would work. Because as I said, that part of the speech was exciting, it was intriguing, it was engaging. The plans sound good. But I can't use my reading pen and give you a 10 out of 10 for that section because I don't know the cost. Any government can say, you know what, we're going to write off all the debts of everybody in the public sector who owes a debt to a public utility. We're going to waive the fees for anyone in the public sector who wants to import an SUV. Of course, that's good, and we want that to happen. But how much it ever cost? And that's the most important thing at the end of the day. How much will it cost to do what you say you are doing? It's not enough to give me, if you speak for 3 hours, captive audience nationally, being played on radio, in the cars, in the rum shop, in the newsrooms, everywhere you are, 3 hours, and you can't give me the costing. You leave me to wonder, no, so hold on there. You don't think we need the costing? Are you saying to me that, listen, let's do this speech, propose these ideas, don't give them costing because they don't need it, and they won't mark us hard for not giving them the costing of this centerpiece. So that for me was a big disappointment, notwithstanding the fact that the NHD bit was in the bit of the speech. I thought your researchers did well in the part of the speech concerning constitutional reform and how you tied what Edward Seaga, Bruce Golding, and Hugh Shearer expressed thoughts and what their the intent of their perspective was on the CCJ to the party that those 3 men led that look well. Hugh Shearer wasn't party, they was prime minister, but the party that those 3 men are giants in, to say, look, the people before you, Mr. Holness, they were moving in this way where the Caribbean Court is concerned. Why aren't you declaring? So your researchers, I think, did a very good job to succinctly just capture what those 3 men said and put it together for you to make the point. But at the same time, I was saying to myself, so why is it that Mr. Golding is adamant for the Prime Minister to declare what his position is on the CCJ? The opposition have already put on the table what their position is on the CCJ already. And yet at the same time, Mr. Golding laments the fact that we should not go the route of referendum because it was politicized, the process, and something like that shouldn't be politicized. But it does make sense to me because you have already gone out to say that you are pro-CCJ. So if we go to a referendum, people go to a referendum knowing that the PNP wants the CCJ. So if you're a PNP, you're more than likely, based on your reasoning, Mr. Golding, to vote yes to CCJ because that's what your party wants. But at the same time, you're saying, don't politicize this thing. Well, a referendum would politicize this thing. And at the same time, you're saying that Holness should declare where he stands. And that now will give a natural yin and yang, JLP, PNP position and end up politicizing a referendum.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a question I'm asking. So your researchers did well there and with the NHD. The issue of Portmore showed that your researchers left you short. Because when Juliet Cuthbert Flynn made a very important intervention to say that, look, how can you say that by virtue of what the JLP is doing with Portmore 15th Parish, they are taking away from Portmore residents the right to directly elect their mayor, because all Portmore residents have that. I live in Portmore and I don't have that right. Because there are many people who live in Portmore who can't vote directly for the mayor, despite them living in Portmore. But apparently, it was obvious Mr. Golding didn't know this, because he didn't know how to answer Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, and it threw him off from his line. And that was, you notice, that was the only flashpoint in the presentation yesterday. Usually there are many flashpoints, but there's only one yesterday. It was over Portmore, and Golding didn't handle it properly because he obviously did not know that not everybody resident in Portmore can vote directly for the mayor, even though they can vote for a councillor in Portmore. for the rest of it. As I watched the presentation, Towner, from start to finish, an hour into the presentation, I was waiting for Mr. Golding to settle. But the speech to me came across as a university student hurrying through the presentation of their dissertation because they had somewhere else to go. I know
True.
that Mr. Golding is a fast rate speaker. Yeah? But there were some points that he made that you present those points. You don't read them off a paper. The student's loan point would have connected even better if you had spoken to your audience when you got there. But what you did was just read it off the paper and run through. It's as if you felt that the clock is against. The clock wasn't against you, Mr. Golding. You owned the time, didn't you hear? Well, as is a form in Parliament, Ed Bartlett said, Mr. Speaker, I move that the member be allowed to complete his presentation, to give him enough time, so necessary, sufficient enough for him to complete his presentation. So he had all the time to the presentation, and I said, you know, a university student standing in front of a room of professors and just rattling through the presentation of the dissertation at knots per minute. That for me was, and I watched every single minute of it. Every single minute I watched. So overall, with the absence of key numbers to price, to cost your ideas, Mr. Golding, and for the bulk of the presentation where you were in a race with yourself, there isn't a grade I can give you that you would be satisfied with. And I know you can do better. And the disappointment for me from your presentation, as a man who says he's the Prime Minister in waiting, and the man who is the Prime Minister in waiting, if you've spent so much time, this is your 5th budget presentation, you didn't go to the party, usual party events on Sunday. You weren't in Southeast St. Elizabeth for the opening of Norman Scott's office. You were in training. Jamaica, this is going to cost this. This is going to cost that. I get the money from here to do this. The Porsche initiative, you said, okay, well, we'll take some money from the consolidated fund, and then we'll find a source of funding from the profits of the low-income housing that the HHA repurposes. That's not good enough. So you got pats on your back from those on your side yesterday. But I wouldn't pat you on the back, Mr. Golding, because there were so many critical things from the presentation that you did not give us, chief among which is the price of your plans. What will your plans cost the Jamaican taxpayer?
Well, there you have it.
The Ministry of Justice offers free counsel.
There you have it.
Call 876-946-0663.
As I said, I will say.
Kizzy, what you think about the era thing with Miss Lou and Bob Marley?
What that doing a budget speech?
Yeah, bitch.
What that doing a budget speech? And first of all, me maintain say we don't need no more national hero. I don't want to give, as a Jamaican, I don't want to give Miss Luna or Bob Marley no hero status. They are national icons, and I will like it to remain so. That is
Pungos. Bob Marley if you become hero. No, you're going to rig up a whole heap of sore, and that is why every government avoid it for right up until now. And I'm not going to go into detail because a lot of people still alive who have good memory. And me rate Bob Marley sang them. And that is in a budget speech.
I think Bob Marley, I mean, I want to berate. We don't want to say something to make it sound like more and berate Bob Marley or Usain Bolt in terms of their contribution to Jamaica, you know. But it seems like anytime you say anything,
don't dig in at Churchill.
Anytime you say no,
Me not
You understand what me I say?
me love Bob Marley and me respect him talent. But Bob Marley, the man and the lifestyle where him live, it is not worthy of hero status. And I don't like in the live under slavery days, like or under oppression, like the other rest them. Bob Marley life was lived in a modern time, in a free Jamaica. And Bob
That's a
Marley,
nice,
Bob
nice
Marley,
way of putting it.
Bob Marley chose to fling him body all about the breed up all kind of woman. I think one I story them Bob Marley must meet while I'm pitting in a backstage at one party. No, Bob Marley is not an example of a man when me think in a modern Jamaica should be no national hero. In talent, we cannot take that from him. Right?
But
And the image where him represent the entertainment sector Jamaica put we country on the map, that is renowned and we appreciate that aspect of it. Talent. But in personal life is a mess. Up to now, every year we see Cindy and Rita still a cuss over a dead penis. We don't have that time for that the year day.
But Kizzy, even in the Churchill, even in the One Love movie that they with them do, right? That is supposed to be centered around Bob Marley.
And a Bob Marley movie.
It was really about Rita and the picnic them. You know, it's not even there and one night because
Anisha, the One Love movie, you know, it was basically it was from the viewpoint of Rita. It was from the viewpoint of Rita. So that's how they basically do that story. It was not, remember say Bob Marley is no longer among us, you know. And even if them do about autobiography type of thing, so it was basically, and it was just a small time period in our life. As Punkus said, 1970.
That's one of the reasons why, you know, I like talk about it, because so when we start talking about it and then we have to go denigrate certain part of them life. I mean, I like that. You understand? And it's the same thing with both the icon of Jamaica and then certain part of him thing, we have to go talk about it. I mean, I want to do that. You understand? One love. So,
but even gentleman comparing to Bob Marley in certain way, I mean, me not go digging on nothing, you know, because Kizzy said Kizzy and do something, but it didn't go further than that, so me not digging it.
But there you go, you know, you're comparing them the same way. And that go always bring some animosity out from some people. So, you know, like you said, you know, really want to dig in it. He's a national icon. You know, think him a hero.
That good enough. That good enough for me.
I just everything the PNP do from the other day show the pressure with them under in them camp.
They show them desperation, yes.
That's a grab onto something and just a try grab something to out there, and everything them do is of no substance and then take no traction.
Well, me quote Cliff Hughes, you know, Cliff Hughes said them intellectually bankrupt for about 2 years now. Cliff Hughes has said that thing.
Yeah, and that you can't go around that.
So let me just continue with Mark Gordon presentation now. I think, as we can see, it's a pie in the sky aspiration. You just throw things out there. You know, when they say you throw things on the wall and hope something stick, that's what that presentation was about. And the substance is not there. And as George said, the numbers are not there. So to me, it's a failure. It's a brutal failure, because all the things they might try to put all over the people. You throw up a lot of things and them sound good, but with the numbers, when you crunch the numbers, them you can find say it make no sense. It can't work.
It's more like a manifesto, Churchill, as we said last night.
Yeah, you know. So if we wheel and come again, I don't think him ready to be prime minister. I really don't see him as prime minister material. Because he's gonna be condescending to the people. If you're gonna lead the people, you have to be in tune with the people. You have to be able to listen to the people. I don't think him have that kind of tolerance and patience there. I think him above people. Him not material, him not a prime minister material. No effing way. I don't see it.
But even if he did a awesome job and in presentation and everything, One man can't lead a team. He don't have no team behind him for any country. No team. The whole party come like a one big bag of joke thing, one big bag of people who are dealing with them woman crazy, who are analyze them woman, who are dealing with all type of corruption and taking
But if
tax.
me not mistaken, me hear mention something about the language. Never answer something about that too.
In believe investigate from Jamaica language.
Yeah, I mean, him can't no commentary
No,
on
me
language.
never hear say something about it.
Yes, he did mention
the only thing he can say about it is that he probably need to go learn it, and it may not him too old for that right now.
But it just shows his desperation.
No, listen, that's the only thing he can say about Jamaica language.
You see somebody saying I credit. Him really take credit for crime reduction in Jamaica?
But he might take credit for so many things. Just show how desperate they are. I mean, they might try to hang on to every little thing. Everything started enough for them. You know, like Jamaica started in 2000. When they did 2012,
so
like that.
So Churchill, the history of Michael Manley is not a part of the PMP again. PJ.
I'm
PJ. You understand me?
I am pretty sure.
You know what? You know, let's talk about this CCJ CCJ issue, right? So George just say he thought Mark Golding come out strong on it, and he spoke about what past prime ministers wanted and what have you. I would have said to Judge Davis this morning, if me get a chance to call Judge, I would have tell Judge straight. Say, look, you know, Judge, as far as I know, yeah, Michael Manley, Norman Manley, Shearer, Mr. Siaga, all of them are dead. Yeah, that was a different time in Jamaica. And if you check those who are living, Bruce Golding and PJ Patterson and Portia Simpson, they got their time. But now we are living under Hanjo Holness, Dr. Hanjo Michael Holness. He is the Prime Minister of Jamaica today. And their vision might not be his, right? Not in when it come on to this. And if him no want follow what them they want or for them line of argument, because as he rightly stated, the Prime Minister has not come out publicly, can declare nothing. Mark Golding, a British citizen, is fighting against Jamaica to become a republic because he is saying he's using as a crutch to join the CCJ. And as far back as I can remember, Mr. Seal and none of body them in party nobody want no damn CCJ during PJ time, or else it would have happen. Would have it gone a CCJ long time.
And Kizzy,
I understand the logics are the depth. So if anyone of you here who older and who can remember the politics surrounding the CCJ, but as far back as I know, I have always said no. And one of the main reasons why I am totally against the CCJ is because PJ Patterson wanted it so bad. Anything that PJ Patterson want, I don't believe it is good for Jamaica. And I will die on that hill. Secondly, I have observed CARICOM's behavior. The members of CARICOM, and I have seen and realized how them act. And it is not in accordance with how we as Jamaicans act. And also they don't treat Jamaicans good. So I would not want to be in front of a CARICOM judge for not. No, I don't want me in front of one for nothing because we don't know what can happen. I would not want my hand and my feet left into another Caribbean person. I am online with them daily. And they're not generally kind to Jamaicans. Then tell themselves that we have main character syndrome. They say we go on like with this, we go on like with that. There's a lot of jealousy and hate from other Caribbean islands towards Jamaicans. We see how them treat you when we land at them country, them pick you out a line, them put you to sit down on bench. The other day with Trinidad Carnival, there was a big thing over there, then take out the Jamaicans them out of the line. They not just make them go on in normal. Although we're supposed to have free movement across CARICOM, right? So me would have never, and if my prime minister, me say it several times, Andrew Wellness, my prime minister and leader of the party that I support, cannot get me to support the CCJ. And if it goes to a referendum, me nah vote for Caribbean Court of Justice. I rather to run and can't, me rather there Jamaica and can't afford to go send me case to Privy Council than go in front of the CCJ. Also, I am not interested in having a court in a final court in Jamaica, because I have seen one too many times where even our own justice system have a lot of discrepancies. A lot of people, innocent people, me see Cartel walk free now. Me see Mavado boy walk free. And me see a whole heap of other pitney cases. Me see people murder people and them I get some little time. So I am also not in support of our final court being in Jamaica. Omar, we're not gonna play the news every hour upon the hour. Well, me not do that. If Petal there around one week, but I believe we play the news at 6 and we have a discussion now. So I am not the one we are gonna listen to the same news every 5 minutes. Me can't do it. If somebody else want, I will mute my mic and allow it, but me not interested. So it up to the host, Black King.
No, we normally don't continuously play the news. So.
Yeah, we play the news 2 times a day or 3 times. 6 o'clock in the mornings, midday news, and 5 o'clock in the evenings. I know every hour in the hour.
If there's a breaking news.
Unless there's a breaking news.
Omar, jump over there, go on YouTube and listen to things.
The CCJ thing, I kind of share some of your position, Kizzy. I don't think we're ready for it, for sure. At some point, I believe we have to divorce from the Privy Council. So at some point, we're gonna have to make up our minds whether we want a local appellate court.
Churchill, that's why our government say a phased approach, and I am in complete agreement. A phased approach. That means to say, after you do the republic and we fix up our own justice system, then maybe, then we can say, all right, me say we are there, these steps have been taken and what have you. But me personally, no, we not ready for that.
Kizzy, Kizzy, you love tell me say me must start the thing like where it go. Me not trust the CCJ because PNP lie in Jamaica have too much influence in the rest of lie in the Caribbean, and why PJ Patterson finance 85% of the CCJ. Me have a whole heap of suspicion about it. I need to be like Jamaica.
Yeah. So at some point we're gonna have to decide one way or the other if we're gonna roll out the Privy Council. We're gonna have to choose the CCJ or build one court in Jamaica for itself.
But Churchill, a Jamaica bill sees the court, you know?
Yeah, that's why PJ it's a feather in PJ's cap. That's why I'm a push for it so much.
A Jamaica bill the court.
I understand, and you know we kind of hesitant to even go to the CCJ because of that one love.
That alone,
and the point where Kizzy, when I make, because as we know, if we remember our history, Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean have issues from the time Jamaica decided to leave the Federation, and from them time there, the rest of the Caribbean kind of take a dislike to Jamaica.
I kill Naman Manlin. You think a general election? A federation election kill Naman Manlin.
Yeah, when him lose
when Buster said no.
When they lose the referendum. Yeah. So that have gone from them time there. I mean, I've experience with a lot of Caribbean people to know where them come from. And you know, we see the bitterness, we see them still carry some of the bitterness. And if that's going to be, I'm not saying that would be carried over in the court system, you know, at that level, because a lot of the things where people are whole up now in their feelings, it's really petty. I'm not saying the same thing would continue at that level, you know.
Churchill, you know, so when you assess Golden presentation and a lot of things, you realize that Mark Golden actually trying to finish when party started in the last 50 years.
Yeah. Me try to continue
Operation Pride.
Hold on, one love. The CCJ thing with the panel. More finish up on that. And like Kizzy said, regardless of how past prime ministers felt about CCJ, whether they farm it, whether they agree with it or disagree with it. Over the year, things have changed. Things don't remain static. Our thoughts are really dynamic, and we are in a time now when we thought not this 2025 can be totally different from what they were thinking in 1970 and 1980. So just because even our own party may have wanted the CCJ, we can move away from it now because it's a different time, it's a different thinking, it's a different experience. We're not beholden to the thoughts and what went on with past prime ministers. We have to get that straight. Yeah?
But Churchill,
what applied then does not necessarily apply right now.
Churchill, may I beg you, may me interject? And this is what me hate with Mark Golden and the PNP, because them always mislead people. He stand up in the parliament yesterday and say, where Jamaicans need a visa to go. No, we all saw and watched closely the Vibes Cartel case. Did we see Vibes Cartel go in front of the judges in England to present his case? He was not there. They don't send criminals on a flight to England to go get no justice. You liar them go. You liar them go. And a matter of fact, they're not African neither, because there's a lot that is done online now. We would have seen which case it was. I don't remember. And we were able, all of us as Jamaicans were able to watch the conversation live online during the COVID. Uncle, if you're here, you can remind me. I remember specifically, I don't even remember if a cartel case, but some of it was being discussed online and we could follow it. Right? So when you must say, oh, where Jamaicans need a visa, that is misleading people when I have that then thought process not there with them, when they understand how the system work. Because you don't travel to England to stand in front of the judge the way you would when your case go to the appeal court.
And as Ms. Malahu pointed out, how many cases really go to the Supreme Court? We have to look. That tells something. Yeah, it's not a lot of cases go to the Privy Council, and for Jamaican, we have a system.
The case with Nita Headley with Cartel, the first appeal case of Jamaica, it was done on Zoom.
On Zoom, right? Me remember that time that when it was being done on Zoom, all of we that watching.
I think the best way. Good morning, Winston. Give me 1 second, Winston. I think the best way to assess whether we're ready for carrying the CCJ is we have maybe a committee set up to study the case load, the cases that CCJ rule on, and to kind of find, say, they handed on good sentences, fair sentences, and make a recommendation to Jamaica. I think that's probably one of the best ways to assess that. I don't think we should blindly go towards it because, any position that has been taken in the past. I think for current status on the CCJ, we need to study their caseload over the years and see how we feel about them. Another from Milan. Thanks.
Just to piggyback on you, when I still have to pass you, but piggyback on what you say, I think to have said whatever plan PJ have, I think everybody in them 50s, 60s, and 70s now supposed to have gone far in retirement or pass off before we use the CCJ. That's the only way you can have said PJ plan. Make the younger generation deal with it.
Hello, guys. Morning. What I want to say this morning is, after yesterday being at work, listening to Mark Golding giveaway, it started to irritate me. So I have to end up turning off all the radio.
I understand, but
Honestly, it started to irritate me. There are a lot of things that Mark Golding mentioned yesterday that has already been done. And when the PMP was there, the PMP never see the need, nor have the resources, nor have the vision to put them in place. Even when he speak concerning about make farmland available and irrigation and putting processing plant, all of that is being done at the moment, right? It is this very same PMP who have destroyed the farming productivity of this country and give import license to their cronies to import in food into this country and kill our local agriculture. So maybe the young Jamaicans who do not read and who do not listen well or comprehend well will not know of this. But I'm here almost 51 years now, next month. So I know pretty well what I'm talking about, right? He spoke about concerning healthcare. All what Chris Tufton is doing now. Guys, do you know that since Chris Tufton becomes Minister of Health, it almost over 100 billion increase in the health budget? Almost 100 billion. So what Christopher Tufton is doing now with hospital and clinics right across Jamaica is because of the neglect. The same thing with security, the same thing with road infrastructure is because of the neglect of the PMP over the 2 decades that they may hold government in this country. Okay? As I say, the own Mark Golding can only fund in giveaway Santa Claus giveaway budget under 2 means. Either them are going to use up the 5.6 billion US dollar in the NIR at a one-off and give it away, or you might come with a 300 to 400 billion dollar tax package to finance his giveaway bonanza.
I'll borrow more.
Are ending up bankrupt the country of borrowing more. We all know that when Michael Manley become Prime Minister in 72, we have over $60 million, something to that effect in the NIR. And by the time he left, we have a minus 600 million. So we know how the PMP think, we know how they operate. And we know that what Mark Golding come with yesterday is no different. The next thing I want to touch on quickly, he spoke specifically about the teachers. We have an education system.
That call so somebody can pick it up. We have a box empty, excellent. So if you want to come up, request the box, no man.
I agree with what Winston is saying so far. It's a pie in the sky kind of presentation he made. Again, the numbers is off the chart if we were to really tally it. So again, a gimmicks. I said before, a gimmicks him will come with, and so said, so done. Excellent, what I said.
No, but that's what Winston says. It was 100 million. It was in the NR that time when Michael Manley get it. I run it down to 6.
Okay.
100 negative in 2 years.
By the way, excellent.
Sorry about that. I got a call. Yeah. So if you may allow me to say this last point here. When he spoke about the teachers, that he's going to provide special incentive for the teachers. We have an education system where a lot of our teachers are not productive, and that's a fact. A lot of our teachers are just in the classroom to mark register. And maybe the brightest of the brightest student will be able to grasp. No. To grasp what is there in the textbook or maybe what is put on the board. Right? But most of their students pass through their class and grasp nothing. So you are going to put in special incentive for some of these teachers who have not contributed significantly to the education system. And just because they're in the system for over a period of time, you have to give them special housing and special child loan and special this and special retirement and special pension. Can Jamaica afford this? Mark Golden is behaving in a position like a Jamaica discover oil in a large quantity and will become the Dubai of the Caribbean. Huh? And he was speaking yesterday specifically to the psyche of Jamaican, because most of us in this country love freeness, love goodies, and no matter where they come from.
Aye.
Yeah, I will rest my case here. Somebody else can say something.
He's a trickster. That's what he is.
Definitely.
I don't like when you address my Prime Minister. I find it very disgusting.
Wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow,
guys,
I am going to wait. But guys, who there can Black King? We need half an hour, so I can't monitor the program right now. So somebody go and monitor for me, please.
Yeah, man, go on there thing, man. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Hey, let me tell you something. Yesterday, I thought I was at a Santa Claus Christmas party where everything is for free. Taxis run country. Taxis run country. Either a country have taxes people or a country is rich in natural resources. Right? We are not a country that is rich in natural resources. Right? And you are going to whatever is there. You are going to take up everything and give away. Whosoever put out their content on TikTok and YouTube, I assume that they get paid. And you're going to take up taxpayer hard-earned cash of $1 billion to give to these people. Look at some of the content that is on TikTok and YouTube from some of Jamaican. Jamaican have the worst content on TikTok. The worst content. Be a nastiness and rubbish. And that you want you taxpayer money and finance? God help us.
But Winston, would you guys know that the government of Jamaica currently already I don't remember the sum now out of my head, but I did have the information last night.
Yeah, the government do from 24 budget to go to war.
For the creative, for the entertainment sector, for the creative industry, yeah. Right?
It was last year budget $1 billion.
Not TikTokers also, but we know so them include TikTokers because them look people for come, for them look idiot.
For black for them. Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. Did you guys know that Garden Town Road Art Academy is geared specifically towards content creation and the cultural industry and the creative industry? Garden Town Art Academy. You understand me?
Punkus, it's VT, right? VTDI. But remember, Punkus, it's Hearts University.
I'm waiting for the Prime Minister to mash him down. Because you know, Andrew Holness is a very smart man and he knows how to deal with him.
Deal with in case and I believe it's finally time. I believe tomorrow we're going to see a totally different Andrew Holness. Because Andrew Holness Did you guys see every time when the camera go on him
Yeah.
face?
Yes,
You know,
man.
normally we have a pleasant looking, relaxed face prime minister. Andrew Wallace was there and he was looking and we are no fool. We could have seen him and said, watch this piece of shit.
Yeah, and he was seething too. He was dead
Yes,
serious.
he was so serious that he couldn't, Magwell in himself couldn't even look up. He might well on his head like the hard game is. Right? He couldn't look up. You could have seen the disgust.
Yes.
And then you could also see him consulting with his key people. When you see him, I favor have a little chat. I'm Prime Minister smart. Prime Minister setting on. When him attack, you can't even read his lips to figure out what he must say to favor. Right? So him and favor have the little talk this so. And then you see him and Daryl have a little talk this so. And then you see him and Dr. Chang have a little talk. Me say him going fix Mark Golden business once and for all. And it is time. This will send out what me like write publicly so long something to my prime minister, you know. And I'm going to write a piece of post. Me just let me do it, me do it so and start up myself. And sit down and collect the tax. I'm preparing for tomorrow.
But Kizzy, you know, see how Gillette Cuthbert attack him when he mentioned Portmore.
Attack him, Anisha. He corrected him and show him the truth. Because Mark Golden obviously don't know that in Portmore, you have persons who cannot directly vote for the mayor.
Kizzy,
And I tell because she tore a red to next spring.
But Kizzy, hold on.
Up there? Yeah.
Kizzy, is it a Portmore thing there? Some people might not understand why, you know. Some division where you live in a Spanish town, the division in so you can't vote for the Portmore mayor, although you live in a Portmore, but your division is a part of a Spanish town division. That's why.
Punkos, to piggyback on what you said a while ago, the mayor family, Leon Thompson family, Thomas family can't vote for him as mayor because them live in another division there. So in household can't vote for him.
But himself can't vote for himself.
Exactly, can't live in a Caribbean estate. That is the point me trying to make.
Really go so. Tell me what can really go so. And next thing me hear them talk about Desmond supposed to clear up what is going to happen. What is going to happen to the mayor? Me hear I think it was a labor right. I don't remember his name. I think he called himself teacher. In called Cliff Hughes and he's saying that, you know, him no want we go a court with the PNP again and what the party is doing get strike down, right? Because him want them to make sure so then cross every high, and that every high. Well, me don't know that if him a PNP or if him a labor, right? But then call him teacher. Me don't know what he means because me don't really listen to some of Cliff callers them because every day I see him set of people call Cliff, so me get bored by that. After Cliff doing opening remarks, me generally turn off his station and go about business. But if you create a new parish, it gonna be null and void all of the positions they hold when currently they in place for everybody. Every single body. So obviously that parish is either them are going to be included, and that is why I know and I assume based on my understanding that this government wants to have that completed. So when the general election is called, it is completely a reset. Now everybody knows that local representatives for them election not come when we have general, right? So the local representatives, even though he's an elected individual, it would automatically mean, in my opinion, and my
Is it a bandita?
So my understanding, the people that were on election, EOJ, gonna have to come in now and set the constituency boundaries.
Alone. So your office would have been dissolved and the people would have to go back to the polls.
Kizzy, a whole piece of argument cut out a while ago, yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we never hear it.
Last year.
The last time you talk about the position of the mayor.
Yes, I am saying that I believe that the government would like to get this Portmore as a parish thing tidy up in time for the general elections. But they are asking what would happen to Leon Thomas as mayor when Portmore becomes a parish. And I am saying that office would automatically be dissolved. It can't be. It cannot be.
Remain until the next election.
I highly doubt that.
The office will become null and void.
The office would automatically become null and void. One Love, because now the parish. Remember, a parish did not exist before; it exists now. So they would have to either call elections there to get the office back in order. But there is no way what is of the old system would no longer apply, because remember, say the way they vote over there is different. They don't have to call up an election.
Kizzy, what happens is that I don't know. We don't know. We are speculate, but because Portmore, the municipality hack, Portmore vote for them mayor independent. I don't know if they may be.
But why is that happening now? One Love, that would change when they have parish status. He would have to become a council and have to go look on council division. Because then now Portmore will be in accordance with every other parish. Where the mayor comes from the a councillor who win a division.
From the council. It was a PMP experiment, you know. So, but honestly, I don't really know the detail like, but it has been like that from before. I think early 2000 or before 2000, from late 90s, I think, or early 2000.
So One Love,
yeah.
Question I wanted to ask: when Portmore get city status and they elect a mayor, what was that mayor for? Because apparently he do not have any authority over the taxes that's collected in Portmore.
Winston, them said even that, in at that time, a long time ago, I remember all the detail. They even go as far as saying that when George Lee was the first one, and him really put it together, and he was mayor for quite a while until Heinz won it as a JLP, and when Heinz win it, no one start to object some things that the councillor do. Them go for evidence and come show him say because of a typographical error, he doesn't have a vote in the council. But when George Lee was there, George Lee used to vote and it wasn't a problem because of one of them. But now that him object, them go for some document come show him say because of a typographical error. When them type up the constitution, the mayor don't have a vote. And so the mayor actually don't have no purpose in the office apart from signing him signature.
But you know, One Love, even another point you remember yesterday, another item remember yesterday from the budget. I mean, I want to confuse the two arguments. But when Golding, I got talk about $11 billion that has been taken from the NHT, right? Going to our budgetary support. Mark Golding and the PMP are going to go on like say, them entitled to the fund of Jamaica.
More than the
JLP. Government more than the JLP. Like these rotted people believe say them entitled to Jamaica more than us, right? Why is it that the PMP can use the money, but the JLP can't use it? Why? I don't know, like we pocket the money, we are using the money for budgetary support.
But Winston, it was always like that in Jamaica, you know?
Of course.
It was always like that in Jamaica. PMP still have a Portmore a PMP country now. I'll do three constituencies over here and JLP have two. PMP still have it in their mind say Portmore belongs to the PMP. So
And the NHT issue, Winston, remember say them started, you know. Them started.
But you
it
remember
started on Michael Manley, but the fact Churchill
you
for
remember
criminal
when
taxpayers money
Porsche,
night.
remember when PJ stepped down, you know, and give Porsche the prime minister ship, right? Porsche they use the money, start drawing some money out of the NHT. When Bruce Golding become prime minister 2007, Bruce Golding they want some money out of the NHT to deal with drought mitigation. And the very same PMP stood up in the parliament and vote against it, you know. Vote against it. Bruce
That's
Golding
what I'm
did not
saying.
get the money to deal with the drought.
But remember, say PJ take out. Remember, say PJ take money to build Emancipation Park and other things, you know.
Another things. Another very same money take out and buy out of many.
They never give no detail. Them say for budgetary support. Well, you know, PMP always feel say them have a right to anything in a Jamaica more than the JLP. But the responsibility, we know them to get the JLP over the years, is that anything where the PMP mash up, community, everything, the JLP have a responsibility for put it back in place. The public of Jamaica don't expect much from the PMP, you know.
But you know another thing, one love, when I seriously have a problem with, I have a problem with the NHT. I have a problem with the Tourist Enhancement Fund. These two institutions are rich with cash. Both of them have over $100 billion in surplus. Why is it that you have these two institutions loaded with cash and you need money for capital expenditure and it not being utilized in the economy for economic growth and put in infrastructure development? Why?
And the country benefit from it all some the same way.
That makes sense? Utilize the fund. That's all I can say. You know what? Every day I get confused and get sick and tired of Jamaica. And maybe when I was younger, I should have think about left in this country.
I have that regret to Winston.
Believe you me. Right now, I'm in the process of I go renew my passport because I tell you, brother, I put myself on the mark, you know. Can live it, be serious.
And the thing where when people were sound like them intelligent come on social media come talk about them now vote. But them come in a political platform. I find excuse and I find fault. But them now vote.
What sense you go both say you have $100 billion in a NHC surplus and you have $100 billion in a tourist enhancement fund when some of these money could have utilized in the budget and better the country, uplift the country.
And Winston, NIS, don't live NIS out tight.
Huh? What you say, one love?
NIS, don't live NIS out tight. Then load it with cash. Not doing nothing.
Oh boy. Boy, let me tell you something, you see. Jamaica.
When we look onto it, see, is all of these empty bullshit where Mark Golding come out with this today, see? Remember, every day they come up, them say the economy is in a deficit and the economy this and the economy that, right? So all of this when come out with this today, it's gonna make the economy grow or a crash, it's gonna crash the economy. Tell me which one.
Because JLP
as far as
when it's convenient to them. Why? When it's convenient to them, them say them set the foundation fee.
You see my claim credit. My claim credit share are going on.
Sure.
When it's convenient, them set the foundation.
Julian Robinson tell me from last week, Thursday, said them about borrow money. Right? So they don't tell you exactly where they are. Remember, so we not borrow nothing to do what we are doing off our taxpayer money or do whatever we are doing in the country now. So Julian, make sure you tell you say them going to borrow money to do whatever they are going to do. So tell me, we're not going to go back in a deficit. Eh? One set up.
But remember, say that the PMP the best in. Put in
You
a
say
hole.
born me for them, see man? Exactly. Exactly. And but remember no, 18 members say in a under PGA rate for 18, 22 and 18 and a half years when they did it. We have the greatest financial meltdown ever, you know. And the amount of persons when put out of a job. So it's a reincarnation of that one.
Yeah, because Marky G look like him a pick up every all of the failure with the PMP, everything with the PMP never get to finally crash from 1972 till now. No matter fact from 1960. From Norman Manley days, they look like Marky G, I take up a little piece all of them and put back in a
Exactly.
Them no learn.
Because me no know where am I go with Operation Pride. Eh?
Operation Pride Federation.
That is why no one know why.
You know,
No one know
Anisha.
why I'm push up the knife, so.
You know,
No one know why I'm
Anisha.
push up the knife.
And stand down. Danisha, that was the most scary part of the man presentation yesterday. When me hear it, me say no one throw up. Operation Pride caused
Listen,
Jamaica
me friend when me hear the man come out today.
dearly, right?
Me friend when me hear the man come out today. Operation Pride.
Tree Hill housing scheme in a St. Mary, in a Western St. Mary, is a living example of what Operation Pride have done to this country. Up to now, people don't have road, they don't have running water, they don't got sewage system, nothing. They don't have light.
Winston,
when they buy one piece of land and build a house.
Winston,
at 2,000 feet, you have to run light wire.
One day not a bait, you know, I remember what name.
Boy, I tell you, brother. God Almighty. Eh? We have to go back with Operation Pride. Because enrich Dana Williams one more time. Eh? Operation Pride was the one of Jamaica's biggest disaster. Cost this country billions of dollars.
Motica is Operation Shield. Motica is Operation Shield.
I hope our Prime Minister pick up on that and make Jamaica, remind Jamaica what that was about. And for him come.
Operation Pride was a disgrace from every angle you take it. The purpose of it was disgraceful. The actual everything about it was disgraceful, and the facts the scheme and the for sure.
But you know.
Good morning, morning.
Morning, Bridget.
Morning, Bridget.
When you finish, I want to ask a question. Hi. Morning.
Yeah, Bridget. The floor here, one Bridget.
So me never really listened to the budget yesterday because me can't stomach mark. Me not have my stomach not so strong. But I heard bits and pieces. Is it true that he said that they run with it? And I hear them didn't mean and somebody said yesterday. Mark said when them say run with it, a highway they were talking about. It's not no.
Me not think him. When he never try explain why him use it. You say in reference like he wants the present government. What he present now is not a run with it budget like what the present government I don't know.
Oh, Canada me get from the person. Okay, that's why I good feel this for yourself. But me can't stomach my brother, so it's what it is. Me know most of what him talk was lie because even Nadine Spence, she came on Nationwide and she was very upset and so she couldn't believe a learned lawyer like Mark Golden stood up in the parliament and told so much lie. Especially on the constitution reform. She said she can't believe say Mark Golden really, you know? did that yesterday.
Hi, Bridget. Long time.
Yeah, me there, you know, Churchill.
You know how you feel. And
Ah,
you know how you feel. And me understand. And you should understand how me feel too.
yeah.
You get me? You don't get me.
Look here, man. Hey, Churchill, I want to with me here. I can't tell her this much. Me good enough.
All right. Okay.
Good. Yeah,
Me good too. Me there Jamaica. Me there Jamaica
yeah,
right
man.
now.
Me never waste time, Churchill. So me good. I give God thanks to that, you know.
All right.
Bridget, the people that come tell us say them learn now, I'm kind of afraid of them, you know. I'm ready when them talk, you do your own assessment.
Me don't understand you.
The people that will come down, the first thing when they start them state, them will tell us that them learned. Me kind of get scared. Me get scared of them. I rather for them to talk and then people can assess and know if them really learned.
No, what Nadine was saying that.
No, man, me understand what you're saying. Me understand clearly what you say.
Oh.
Because me here I learned one pan neighbor day before you said that to where. Me not even thinking walk on the ground. I think I fly. In the far from reality.
When me hear the man, because I tune in to Black King at one point, and when me hear Mark talk about SSL and the Prime Minister's statutory declaration, me the type it in a one group in the morning, so me know some Mark talk about that. If him not talk about that, him don't name Mark Golden. So said, so done.
Investigation I go on SSL and him say him if him become him say when him become Prime Minister, him go open an inquiry nice. So I don't know what finding him know from the investigation to start the inquiry. Apparently him know more than the people that investigate.
One love. You know, say him just continuously taking a dig at the Prime Minister. That's what he's doing.
You lucky him never talk about the 28 bank book. You're lucky because PJ had the audacity the other day to talk about him start with 5 and left with 5, but him never remember to 5 a thief.
And that might imply, and me not believe PJ either.
Believe one, and wicked and lie, Churchill.
Him have a thief for a long time and have enough account all over the world.
Yeah. Man, all buy house of Switzerland and all them places. And I come tell people bullshit.
Hey, Bridget, there's a certain development that happen right now in a Portmore, you see? The land they consists about 300 acre land. And the man have one son and the man dead. And the one son him have is a poor kid. I don't even know if him still alive. But somehow, it end up on the part of the section of the land end up in some people name. Them buy and sell the land. The land sell about 3 times from in the 90s till now. And a major development are going on it now. More than about almost 1,000 houses are built on it right now. And him are the mastermind behind that.
I tell you, man, if me see PJ come to Rati, and me do the number 2, I sit down in there.
Well, you know,
Papa Nana say, if you shake if a PMP shake your hand before you move off, count your finger them.
You know, I think the Prime Minister should tie Mark Golden to PJ since they want to bring out PJ from the pavilion. Tie Mark Golden to PJ and make the people understand say are the same thing we are going to get from Mark Golden.
We say pin them together.
Of course, you have to tie them together.
It makes sense. I didn't start the association.
Yeah. When them gone for PJ now, if you come out, can't talk. What do you think them do? I remind people of PJ days. So tie Mark Golden to PJ. All of the things them when I say and do.
It wake up a whole pastor in an instant.
No man, a Churchill list and a Winston.
Sorry, Churchill, yeah man, it rake up a whole heap of sewer.
Yeah man. Open them raw again.
Yeah. What? Me I wonder if marketing in hear the budget in Jamaica for the last 7-8 years. You know, realize every time the government come with a budget, them tell you who shall them all get the money from. And what them all do with it. And time frame.
And like what Cliff said, Cliff made the point that regardless of what happened in the past, this is 2025. You can't come with this pie in the sky kind of a presentation. You have to put numbers to it.
Yeah.
And make it make sense.
Yeah, your wife a plan. Yeah, your wife a plan to buy a BMW this year. I want to know where the money come from.
And that's in the army, then a Churchill. Judge David say him can't even grade mark. You must know it bad.
Yeah, he said not gonna like the grading game.
Yo, Judge Davis are the best. Ricardo, when we see how if I say the budget did that foolishness, Ricardo one missing within little screen job face I talk about budget credible.
You know, Zickliff body up yesterday, Evelyn.
Yeah, man. Listen, I can't believe Ricardo we have said. Bruh, so this a place around me and how this man? Alright, I come from me now. I come at the pharmacy, but I want to tell you what, must 9 o'clock.
Churchill, me I go jumping on me. I go the roof.
We need
and Bridget, everybody.
We need. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We need to stop.
You not get no.
We need to stop the budget debate and see. And I can do this.
Anisha.
And I can. This one I can do.
We need to stop the budget debate. You see, the man go up there and campaign. That's what he did. Campaign for him party.
Exactly. That's exactly what he did. Yeah.
You ever see a budget debate and there's no figures? Eh?
Another that him never get free rub Andrew the other day, so make sure rub him yesterday.
The man not even know the national anthem. Sure. Up there read it. Him don't know it.
No.
No,
ah,
sir.
Boy.
Well, me say.
When I tell you, when me hear him say it's not JLP or PNP, it's Jamaica. Me say wait there. Him know nothing. Them not always talk about PNP. So all of a sudden now it reflect as eh?
And Cameron.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But me would have liked to know all Ingram, what Ingram has to know. Because them are gonna say the best speech, you know.
Yeah, of course I got them over there. So.
It's the best speech done.
You disappoint me. Good morning, Auntie Budget. Why you want to hear what Ingram say?
Morning, my darling.
Why, my God?
Just like I said the same thing to her, you know.
Them not say nothing different. Them not piece of shit, them.
They not near sense.
No people are crap. Me can't take the man near Ingram. Me can't. It's a man where, you know, so when him did just come out, him that about the independent, so we find him out. About him independent.
Ingram lied.
Every chance, man.
Last night.
But you don't know what they say. Every chance he get to campaign, he go campaign.
Yeah, he use the parliament and campaign.
But remember, say he go the 5K run go campaign too, you know. Because that was a campaign too.
You know what? Regardless of the market British though, Jamaica people not gonna like him. In spirit, he just not connect. And they can't connect because of
Churchill, he is not a part of us. So it is hard for him to connect with us. That he will you ain't talk patois yet, he can't talk patois. That new language he can speak.
So, Mr. No one see birth certificate. No one see some people come out and confirm say yes, him go to school and he have friends when grow up with a Jamaica. Can you say grow up here? If you grow up here, you must have some friends. But then come out and attest to the fact that yes, you did that Jamaica when certain things are going and you can relate to those things. Eh? I think on social media, we don't hear nobody come out and vouch for him.
Nobody no know him, Churchill. Nobody don't know the man.
All this time with social media, you hear somebody come out and say, yeah, man, and you used to go to school in Mark Golden, or the boy with friends and them used to do things together and all these kinds of things. Nobody can relate to that. Me not understand. And the man is so clumsy when I have to deal with Jamaicans and even to speak the language. He's so clumsy with it. He not grow up in Jamaica.
Yesterday, I tried to make it relatable. I can talk about how he was always among disabled people and children growing up because his father did this and his father did that.
They give you the same look disabled.
You yourself disabled. Your parents, I feel like you're among the disabled because you're disabled. You need to play with regular children. I'm just
So when some of them people that don't know what go on, they can come out and vouch for him.
No, sir.
He was always among the disabled because he means
disabled.
And we now put down the disabled people.
No, nothing wrong with this having a disability. You're banned about Mark Gold if you tell the truth. If you tell the truth. Say in a regular classmate and schoolmate in Jamaica because I never really attend school. And in parents, they did run one little foundation, they feed the disabled. So they take a special interest in it because he himself disabled. And that's why parents interested in that cause. And because them are nice loving people, they need to look away out for their son when he disabled. Like most parents do. Mark Golding disabled. Mark Golding can't tell me nothing.
And he was shielded.
There is no way unheard. Me, I go have my able-bodied child. And my able-bodied child, all in young days, in only among the disabled. You have to be disabled as well. Me used to go to school, and me used to drive on the bus with the children, them go to School of Hope. And because of that, became a know like a sign language and so, because we used to dip on the bus with them. Me can explain, say, so me used to, me really understand, little, and we school used to go there. So, but as a little pitney, me never run up and down with disabled children. Because the truth of the matter, the Jamaica we come from, we have to be realistic. The Jamaica we come from back in the days, you don't even see disabled children because they have them in the house locked up in one back room.
You were shielded, yes.
They were very shielded. So when Mark Golding say he was always among disabled children, we know why.
But Kizzy, remember Sapphire Langmore said it, Dr. Sapphire Langmore said it, but she don't come out rightly with it. But that is exactly what she's saying. Him have Down syndrome, he's sick. Everybody see it.
But you know, see Mark Golding I do one dance there. Well, look like a woman dance. You know, see? You know, certain dance man not really got no practice doing something there.
Look here. Let me tell you see, white people, Churchill, they remember me live in a country that had war. And the white people in this country, we can trace their family roots like how you can trace Mark Golding own. They have pictures going back generations from black and white days. From when they use the camera, when they take a picture, one big smoke goes so whoop, right? Now, in a white people life, the day where they celebrate a grandparent's birthday, wedding anniversary for them own birthday, the date of birth, right? The school, then graduation, these things. Mark Golding can show one picture.
Me can show you a picture of my child when he got in first day of school because that is a cherished memory of mine. Right? Where is Mark Golden first day of school pictures? If he can't show him birth certificate, where is his first day? Where is his graduation pictures? Where are these things? What are they?
No, but Kizzy, right now, if you say anyone of Andrew Oldness classmate to come out and vote for him to say yes in go school with them, they know how much of them would have run out right all in them very community, them would have tell him say they know him from them time. Nobody cannot vote for Mark Golden. Nobody at all. And
Yeah,
that's
we
a
are
big
gonna
issue with everybody
and them not that far off in a age either.
Exactly.
We're gonna launch a campaign, as Kizzy said. We want Mark Golden to show some of his childhood pictures. Yeah? So we can see the settings, the background and all that. And we're gonna launch a campaign for some of his friends and come out and vouch for him. And I could see him vaccination record.
Exactly. Because we hear saying God champion, I mean not even one solo God champion here come out and say
I bet
they
you
need to
Mark
go.
Golden. Mark Golden don't have the BCG injection what we have for we on. Mark Golden not have it. Mark
He
Golden.
might have gone to campaign, but maybe 1 year or something like that. He wasn't that a student right through the years.
But Churchill, if I even 1 year,
So
when
he never go
somebody in the
campaign. He
class
go high school
must
at England.
remember.
He go high school at England. He never go campaign. So.
Same thing. You said the man just look crouch up.
Then parents end up protect him. Him a uptown white boy. And British born white baby. And I remember say they never too. They send Mark Golden to England here. Because they know say within disabilities it would be challenging for him in a regular school in Jamaica.
Thank you. Thank you. I see maybe hear one comrade. And do not even sending children to school out here because he don't want his children to mix with the Jamaican children and this and that. So me want to know if Marky G they send him pick them go school out here.
Mark Golden big boy, Mark Golden big boy. Look same like him, big and bugo. Same way.
You know,
children, they did attend school in Jamaica. They were not
Did
safe.
Mark Golden children go school in Jamaica?
Which part in Jamaica?
Maybe they got campaign too.
that could tell, that could give a hint.
They said maybe they got campaign too. The next thing too, in Pitney, they no ban in Jamaica neither. A current crisis on me.
Yeah, I hear one of them are at least one of them born in America. You understand?
Yeah. There is no records from Mark Golden in Pitney other than what them put out. All of them have them conference and this son talk about his father. The video where them do a try to sell Mark Golden to the Jamaican people. You know, did see no information regarding early upbringing. Not even the boy couldn't say, oh, and on my first day of school, my dad was there.
Sad. It's sad though.
Very sad.
All right, yeah. Me a dirty labor, right? Thank God. Everybody know my vote there, but you know me there, me a listen, me a laugh. I would have said it for add them. Code life. They want to tell we say, know. Oh, dear me.
You know, guys.
We have 2 bags empty. But Mr. Winston, this man in the year, Jermaine Campbell, a big 53-year-old man.
Look here now.
9th grade education. That man is who was consistently been voting for the PNP and keep St. Thomas in the wilderness. That man and the others like him.
Excuse me. Guys, you can't tell us something, man. Let's say.
Yes, this.
Yeah, Dimi.
I want to tell you something. I know a young lady over here. She married to a friend of mine, and I normally watch her how she operates, and I may always ask her how she acts up and things. And over time, but when people when I see them and say, oh, maybe because they are Americans, them act a certain way. And only to find out that the person suffer from, you call it Down syndrome, number what them call it over here. But she don't have it fully. And right now she a teach, but at the Down syndrome school. But if you see her, you wouldn't really know that she suffer from it. And she said she even scared that our children them are gonna come with it. You understand? And I when me sit down and reason with her. So people see my well and say a joke suffer a lot more and me. The man suffer from it just the way how him behave, the way how when I you notice how him face set when Juliana read the budget and like him head can't steady and he kind of set sideways sometime and all of them something like that's how them operate. That's how persons with Down syndrome operate. So it's not a
Yes,
joke.
but Dimi, you see, when I have Down syndrome, most of them when them have the Down syndrome, you see them face, all of them face look the same. After I look for my goal and you see it on him. Him wanna hide neither.
I see her something. I see her something, but yeah. And if you notice how he talk most time, like he might try to catch any words, like in words now come through clearly. You understand? Yeah, man. I them something. There.
Well, guys, one thing I want to say, because as I said that the letter that I really listened from the budget, because it reached us tears yesterday when I was at work. I was on the site and it becomes so distasteful that me never turn off the radio. Anyhow, what I want to say, me even said to the workmen and they said, well, it seems like we have a Jamaica now where hard work matters no more. So you can just stay your yard and just sit down and government will find the revenue to give everything free. Because there's only that I hear from the budget. There's nothing concerning productivity. The biggest problem that Jamaica has is productivity, right? That's the biggest problem that Jamaica have, productivity.
But Winston, may I say again, you see? When I'm talk about the NHT and the informal setting, how them going to work out that? Because if you not work, right, how are you going to take out the NHT house? Where you going to take pay feet? That one thing tell me.
That
don't make no sense.
No freeness. No freeness. What, all right. What I would say, you see, when he's saying that he might go take the state-owned land and give it to the housing trust to make housing cheaper. Why is it then, you put in, identify the state-owned land, put in the infrastructure like the road, the light, the water, the internet service, right? And then now you sell out these lots, or you make the people then got housing trust will get the loan, and you sell them the lot and then can do their own building. Why you not do that?
No, but Winston, wait there, but Winston, when him do that, right? Them can go back and take their land because they're freeing them. You can go back and take the house.
But you realize it was Michael Mandy yesterday in a reincarnation.
No, but the question,
then
we need to ask, guys.
So why them a beat them on the wait there? Then why?
No, just hold on there. Just hold on.
Them a beat them on the indigent houses. Them.
Just hold on there.
You see?
Go ahead.
The question we need to ask. So you're gonna make house cheaper. How? Is it that you're gonna get cheaper material? You're gonna get cheaper contractors?
No.
How are you gonna make the house cheaper?
How are you gonna make the house cheaper?
Is it at Casco?
I am a builder. I am a professional builder. That's what
No
I
man,
am.
you can
Right?
you can make the house cheaper. You can.
The only way
Morning,
them are gonna
Nicolene.
bring in, they can bring in new technology. But the
Morning,
material,
Casco. The Winston. So Punkusa say you can build house cheaper, but what kind of house? What Mr. Winston asked them, what kind of house? Which material? What size house? What standard? What quality?
not even board house.
Because Mr. Winston, right now we see where they are building out what you call it? I remember the government was looking into projects. Yeah, make Punkos go eat shit with that. Care that one go give it them because that's a bullshit. Because hold on there. Look, hold on there. You remember when they were looking into these houses that you can build out a container?
Yeah.
And there was the model presented and they were looking to it. Me I tell you, Jamaica, and they rip it apart. They rip it apart and say them have good house. Andrew Wangi former container house and who for go live in a container.
But Kizzy, the Prime Minister looking into it. Remember, the Prime Minister said it the other day.
The Prime Minister looking at every type of way of housing solution. Look here now, right now, I want to know if you go over the Prime Minister page and go share up the ad when put out for the budget tomorrow. Because trust me, this is going to be epic. Epic.
Winston. When they hear Punko said that, me not too surprised, because me hear Punko ask somebody say, why more here where Ingram officer and by later him and Ingram go the farm program at this stuff. So Punko sometimes look like in flip flop, So me have to see him this morning.
Yes, Casco, I'm here.
Winston, you were saying something about
Yeah,
you're
I'm
giving
saying
reasons
that
to why Jamaica is not productive or something like that. What were you saying
I'm
again?
saying that from the budget yesterday, all I hear Mark Walling speak about is to give away freeness. And I'm saying the biggest problem that Jamaica have is productivity. Most of our people who are employed in the public sector and even in the private sector is not productive, right? They don't give 100% productive
Service.
right? And that's what is lacking in Jamaica. And if you really wanted to grow, if you really wanted to grow this economy, we have to find a way of retrain, re-educate our labor force so our people can become more productive.
And here the other thing too, you have persons in Jamaica who are just non-ambitious. They're non-ambitious, and these are the ones that align with the People's National Party because they believe you should just sit home and just receive. And the PNP cannot comprehend the fact that these people are who are causing or putting a strain on the country. Because if you have people just sitting there doing nothing, and then you now have to go overseas to import the labor, then it's gonna cost us. And they don't look into all of this. The presentation yesterday, because it is so far-fetched, you realize that there's not much thought put into it. When you do your little checks and balance and see how much money it would cost Jamaican citizens to give out or issue these freeness, might as well then they sell the country,
Casco,
sell it to the highest bidder.
I want you to get your
calculator.
calculator. I want to get your calculator, Casper. The last figure I saw is that in our school today, we have about 451,000 enrollment, both primary and high school. That's the last figure I saw. Maybe I'm wrong. 451,000. Mark Golden is saying that he's going to provide a hot meal or a nutritious meal for each student, for each day of the week, right? So let's say 25 days out of each month. a student will get a hot meal at school. And by the time you provide the meal, prepare the meal, and you pass it on to the student, it will roughly about $1,000. So one child will rack up 25,000 per month. The school year is about 9 months. So 25,000 times 9 months times 451,000 students. Somebody who have a math brains can tell me how much billion that.
So, Winston.
And that is to come from the budget.
Exactly. So, Winston, why you want to take with the parents' responsibility?
So what is the purpose of the parents? Why am I now here getting ready to go to work? Now because I have my bills to pay and to take care of my children them and to send them to school. So that means say when I bring with, I kill productivity in Jamaica. So how the economy are gonna manage? How the economy are gonna manage? Where are the revenue gonna come from to sustain it? Somebody help me now because listen to me. I only go to school to 9th grade.
Winston,
I have to have a high school education. So somebody help me.
Who go school? Who go to 9?
Winston.
Yeah.
Repeat after me. R-A-T rat.
Good. Oh, yes, sir.
Count it, Winston. Count it.
Hey, G-Keeper epic this morning. Hey, G-Keeper, morning, Kevin.
Morning, Kevin.
I told you what.
Yeah, can I get the permission to give my 2 cents per wagwan last night?
Yes, sir.
Wait there, Kevin. But Winston, nobody realize when they say the MP, the non-performing MPs, he would what? Suspend them or something like that.
You need to suspend yourself.
Hey, listen. Listen.
Hold on. You see?
Me know the 3 bright person that
Just a moment. Winston. Hold on. Just a moment. Unrealize say. If Mark Bolin was attending Parliament each week, you know, can such a foolish plagiarized preach come yesterday, no?
No, but they don't say he can be charged for it, though.
And if he do, in come for 15 minutes and then in cut gone. That is a reflection of poor attendance.
Casco, sorry.
But he can be charged for it in a Casco.
Casco,
he can be charged for it.
You don't go 2 minutes. You don't want to give my piece and go. Okay?
Yeah.
Winston, you hear me for my little podcast last night. Yeah?
Yes, no, I never hear you. Somebody look at Bloom figures.
Yeah. I am disgusted. I'm hurt. I'm cut up about the budget yesterday. And the reason why I tell you about why I hurt is number one, the last part that pledge what he read. Yeah?
Yeah.
Be a Jamaican. Yeah? When a man say him born a Jamaica, yeah, you should not come and read a pledge off a paper. You should be spitting out of your tongue without looking at any paper.
But me for sure you say you don't know what goes with the pledge. Say your hand, your right hand for the cross, your left breast. He not even know that. Yes. And the others have to stand up at me. I said, no, sir.
When I hear, I never listen to one speech.
Can you call a figure the Fury Bloom put up?
Let Kevin finish because he might try. He say not much time and he might try to bring out in points. So please.
Yes. What the man come with last night is plagiarism, yeah, a copyright, yeah. Everything what come with last night is what the Prime Minister already said, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When he talk about say boy, he go make sure say in discipline all the people who is not work, all the MP them who not work. He suspend himself too, yeah. This man this man is a totally disgrace to Jamaican. And that man don't have no part in a Jamaican society. None at all. I'm more if you say no, but listen, me that work, I'm going to have 2 minutes to go, I'm finish, me 2 minutes done. So have a nice day, everybody.
Respect, Kevin. Thank you.
All right, Swaggy, catch up later.
Yeah.
What I have to say is that we have to look for the highest bidder, and we hope say whoever take we up now go turn we in as slaves. You understand me? Because
Hold on a
if I just
second.
have breakfast program alone, we have to go cover. Sheldon, what is wrong with your phone? If I just breakfast.
Keeping my clothes. And that's why I kick him out of the box a while ago and somebody bring him up back same time. Sheldon, your internet are act up. And if your internet are act up and your mic open, it's difficult for you if you close it.
Right.
If we feed just one day now, the maths up just for one day. 451,000 students for just one day.
One day.
That even more than that, no more than the budget.
Yeah, God Almighty. Imagine. And what I know, that I just one, you know. Then now you have to provide special incentive for teachers to get housing and cars. Then, you hearing me, guys? Then you got to provide special incentive for teachers to get housing and car. You're going to make young people now are going to just make 2-year payment in a housing trust, and I'm going to get 500,000 if you have set them housing loan. Where all of them the money will come from? You tell me where the money will come from. Because believe you me, you know, the budget, the 1.26 trillion budget at table in the parliament would have to double to meet all of these expenditure. It would have to be doubled. So where are we going to find all of these revenues?
I mean, no, I said Jamaica would have be history, yeah? Would not be present day or future, would have become a history. Would have, children in the other part of the world would be reading. There was once an island named Jamaica. They
right? Because see the breakfast bill, 101 billion.
No, sir. You read that again. You not even know a number. That is 101 trillion. For you. Yes, that is trillion. Yes. Trillion. 101 trillion. I will figure the blooms. I try to find it back.
A billion, man. 101
blooms,
billion.
post it again. Let me read it. I gone far. That is trillion, Winston. 101 trillion.
A billion, Casco. 101 billion. 475 billion. Million.
101 trillion, 475 billion dollar. Yeah. How much are we budget gone the other day? 1.23 trillion. So feel we budget a joke. Yeah? Feel we budget a joke.
So not even the United States we have the economy. Not even the United States we have the economy of 37 of 30 billion US dollars could afford such program. So Jamaica and the Caribbean now people will be living like free.
It look like the autism must speak out enough because with the thinking it make no thorough check.
So what we want now, you know, Casco, what we like this morning is for the various ministers of government to come out this morning, use up all the available media houses, social media spot and everything, and come and dissect the budget and put the record straight, provide the dollar figure. Because you know, provide a dollar figure, you know, and show the Jamaican people how impractical this man is.
Well, let me address something. Brother P said something, Winston. We all know it is going to be a case of taxation, right? More taxes. But even with the presentation, what he wishes to happen, there's no way he'll be able to tax us, and the tax is gonna be able to cover everything that he presented. Remember, not just one day meal is over $1 trillion for the schools.
Yeah.
So if him fit tax we not gonna have nothing at all. We have to go sell out everything just to pay one of the tax. So they have to sit down. Obviously, he doesn't have a good financial accounting team.
I want if a PJ write this speech game.
Georgia commend him and say how this him appear based on his whatever him criticize it appear as a prime minister. That is no prime minister. A prime minister not come up and give fictitious information. A prime minister doesn't come and trick people. So that image is not off. A prime minister, that image is off a scammer, a thief, a villain, a sickhead, cokehead, a drunkard, you name it. A psychopath. Because you can't in your rightful sense come present something like that and not match up a thing and see if it makes sense.
So you have to read all the parents. Rich, some people in this country is filthy rich. You have a booming middle class in this country. You understand? And you have to relieve them of their burden to send their children to school. You have some people in this country who work over $500,000 a month. And you have to rid them of the burden to provide their children with lunch at school. The government is going to take over that for everybody. 451,000 students per day for 9 months.
Yes, sir.
Hold on there. Me just get a chance. Let me address something. Kizzy and Churchill. Well, I wasn't joking about the foam. Foam is a form of cheap material that them use in construction. If you go Norman Garden, Hildene Avenue, and take your second right turn, the whole of them apartment they go all the way down to Oliver Road, make a foam from the 70s. So it is not a far-fetched idea. You understand me? We're just not used to technology.
Affordability we're talking, you know.
Listen what I said, you know.
It's affordability,
cheap,
that's why Kizzy mentioned.
It is cheaper
Kizzy mentioned the different suggestions that the Prime Minister was suggesting.
Yes,
no, we're not about the Prime Minister. No, we're not about the Prime Minister. No. I suggested that there's cheaper ways to make houses, whether we are going to do it or not, because you see the container thing, Jamaica reject it. So it makes sense to push something on Jamaica where them reject. You understand me? And I'm saying there's a lot of buildings in Jamaica that is currently made of foam, 2-story, 3-story buildings. You understand me? We just don't know. So I wasn't being facetious or anything, right? Whole heap of countries use it also. You understand? We are just not used to that technology.
I know that they can use it.
No, but hold on. But when Churchill got some flip flop and all them fuck with them, I'm not join him something Regine.
No, it wasn't Churchill who said that. Correction.
You said that.
Udini said, not Churchill.
All right, well, I know. I'm not join him something Regine. Because no, brother. Me the Ingram program I defend Andrew Michael Oldness. You don't talk about some fucking flip flop, brother. Don't do that.
Take it some
the man that this Prime Minister, me take it personal because the man that say me flip flop.
No, you don't need to take it personal. That's not.
You can't want me to take personal. What do you mean?
All right, when you calm down, you come back. When you calm down,
no, but me I say, he might misrepresent what I was doing.
Yeah.
You don't need to have personal bad or whatever. That's at least. I know where you're going to be able to find.
No, me I say, he might misrepresent what me that do.
Nothing is wrong with him giving opinion on what you think.
You have an opinion that means you never listen.
But you're not happy to be able to compose. You're not happy to be able to compose. I never mean it no way. Like that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Make we deal with this thing better, Punkus.
Yeah, man.
Are we there every day, brother?
Yeah, man.
Make we deal with it better.
You know you're gonna feel offended, but
no, I not have to feel no way about that.
Me no want nobody tell me say me not for deal certain things. Cause when una a lash out, you know,
You understand me?
Well,
And
nobody
the mother
pussy
and
bad.
him.
Not
You
no,
money,
you
no.
can't explain yourself, but nobody come with the
Yes,
bad
go.
word.
When other people I tell one another, other labor tell one another about their mother, me not me stay out tight, you know, because I can't tell a
Yeah.
man overfeel.
All
Right?
right, cool. Yeah.
Me no want a man come around
All
me
right,
character
madam.
certain
All
way,
right,
bridge.
all right. And we there, sir, every day. Calm down.
All right, Punkos. Respect.
Martin just say it, but you not say it with no meaning. But if you're offended, I just
Yeah, you're not happy. Not wrong if me disgruntled about something, but you're not happy to be so strong about it.
I saw Punkos. When Punkos in I feel it, Punkos here from your Casper, and now they're Punkos.
Punkos.
But Punko should have done turn on in camera and long out in tongue and make all of we get excited.
Take a strong shot of a whiskey, man. Take a strong shot of whiskey and if you burn a split, you burn a split. Whole of it.
Turn on in camera and long out in tongue and make everybody get excited. I think when you do it, come and come cuss up by the other boy.
Casco, behave yourself.
Yeah, that boy.
Casco, behave yourself.
When they gone?
Yeah, man, in gone. But listen, let that pass be me. Let that blow up. Let that blow up. We are all one people. We are all one people.
Punko, stop your foolishness here, man. Show me.
Yeah, man. So let me go back.
Let
me go back to the issue. By just say, hey, Chris Carter, Wagwan.
Morning, everybody, morning.
Why? You can't start planting. You have no one run truck. You can't start live free, boy.
But you see me I run my truck and go up. I go to some work and I make a cup of chocolate tea and go out.
Myself, we're on the verge of leaving out and out too.
But Casco, when they near now, I get a cup of tea, but in the fire.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I put yourself. That's why I get myself.
I don't know why I like arguing that. I like arguing and baga. I like arguing and baga because when you do that, it takes away everything from the conversation. Now, Punkos talk about foam houses, yeah. Punkos no for Punkos me index and gone, but me want him to come tell with the initial because the initial cost for foam houses is not cheap. Here, the upfront cost is expensive. Long term, it works out for you, but to build them is not the cheapest option. Then the next thing, which set of people in Jamaica have experience to go start build up a train? We have got train them, the specialized builder. They are bring them from other countries who already have the experience to build them, because that is not the normal style of building in Jamaica. And then there is also design limitations. You can't do the kind of style and the design that the Jamaicans like, right? So, me no know Punko Sakong big up and a galang fa.
Stop it fighting.
Yeah, we have a conversation about housing and other farms. And he must say the Jamaican they don't want no type of house right now if I know concrete.
Me not say something.
Or those who not have a problem with
Tell them we don't want no board house out there.
Foam house just stay for Jamaica, because when they catch a fire and on top blaze.
I know that hurricane blow them away.
Well, I know that matter about hurricane and fire.
Foam go in an inside of sheetrock.
Yes.
For warm country. For cold country. We are too hot at Jamaica with that. People are going to burn up because foam are going now make it look cool here coming in our house.
Because the foam lock off everything.
The foam lock off everything. The foam off it house like where we live in our foreign. Where you put up a sheetrock, you foam it. So that's when it cool will come through the house.
Top of the morning, labor rights.
Shower, man.
Shower. Warm to the PNP vloggers them this morning. I can't see none of them on the live.
They must celebrate the freeness.
I hear them in the plan up, you know. I hear them in the plan up. But when Andrew do speech, budget speech, they are going to post, play for Mark Golding one for them live. Everybody are going to go live and play Mark Golding. We say, no, but we can't do this morning. You know that?
Neil, one of them blocked me yesterday because I go over there and tell them, say, fuck with them a chat.
Let them be a foolish them talk, man. I say people they are nine, you see, man. Me go
Me
well.
ask them where Mark Golding I go get. Hold on, me ask them where Mark Golding I go get money from. Me build 50,000 house.
Yeah.
I guarantee my plan for me. Give people them.
That is budget without figures.
Yeah, you have to tell where money I come from.
That me ask them. They can answer.
What's up, buddy?
You know, so we're going to suspend D me and make problem early morning. Sure.
Broken promises, man.
Hey, come up, go deal with Punkos. You wait till Punkos run off. You alone can deal with the cuss, you know. Yeah, Casco. Yeah, Mr. Winston. Where am I going to get the money from?
But we can tell us, a Casco did anger him. And I saw Casco anger me one time too. Because we are people like this. When we're upset, and you say, but that's not nothing, you piss me off more. Because you can't tell me how you feel about us made toward me. So sometimes you might think, say, you bring down the, you try to cry peace, but instead where you do anger me more. And the same thing. I can't tell you, say, just because a Casco, why Punkos no send up some more words. If I did somebody else, if I did somebody else, they would light her up.
The right person talk to him then.
So but generally, I'm tell you, this already on the platform. If you hear me a vent or offended, I feel like me wrong by somebody wrong with me.
Right.
Don't tell me say not stark or tell me say I know nothing or me nothing, because that's gonna make me pissed more. And then
what I said, what me say was that he never called for the bad word. You never hear me say that. I don't have a problem with him saying don't say that for me, no. But
he offended by what he
said. Big something no. He
offended by what Dimi say, and then he nobody can tell him what to be offended by, and then he might express himself, and how he express himself, he might express his anger. I don't know something nobody would policy already. But you see why me not get involved in it a while ago? Me stay out. Me stay out and not say nothing. Me wait till him gone. Because the truth is, if me say something, I would take inside. And not because me agree saying if you go up on platform, go have no discussion with Ingram. But remember, say Punkos is that type. Him and Mario and Delroy Chuck Gusto, and they love to engage them. So we have to just accept say some of them stay. Like Anisha want hear what Ingram have said. Me never remember Ingram exists. I don't know, always remind me of these dirty people. I'm more like one of his stop it. Please, me don't remember them. You don't offend me right now.
All right, guys, back to the budget. What are the items you're looking through when it makes sense?
From morning, Mark Golding have me a sieve through rubbish. Literal garbage. I try to find something that makes sense and I can't find it.
I'm sorry, somebody never have a tape where they can play back some excerpt of it. And then we can go through line by line. Because me tell you something.
Winston, you realize enough of people now listen it and now watch it? Because they know what I hear.
I was listening it and me say start to irritate me seriously in a Kizzy. Me say me there work yesterday afternoon. And me say me hunger start to boil up in me when me hear this liar man a chat garbage, you know. The man all talk about things where the government had already putting it in place.
Already
right?
have in place.
Have in place already.
But can you imagine a opposition leader when they have a house, when they own a house in Jamaica, according to them and then statutory declaration, he owns nothing, and him want contact, but he gonna provide housing solution when you can't provide one for yourself.
So,
all the way you have in a trust tied up underneath family name and family legacy.
Everything.
But you want to come tell people about housing solution.
Everything are free. Everything are free. Everything are free. Nothing to drive productivity and growth. Everything are free.
And look at idiot, them buy, look at idiot fooling this, because I realize that I bring down the country to zero.
So you tell me now, all right, you might subsidize bus here Highland wide. 451,000 students attending primary and high school. And you are going to subsidize them bus here. And you are going to provide them a meal per day, an average cost of $1,000. So the food alone for the 9 months for the school year, about over 100 billion. Right? Then now the bus here.
Got the bus here in a $500 a day.
Right? And no. What else you say I'm gonna subsidize and provide free?
If I go rent to own house.
Rent to own. Reggie, let me tell you something. Me is a bill like a plan.
Mucho dinero. No bueno.
Hold on, because now we don't chat Spanish. We don't know what I say.
Plank, listen what I say to you, Plank. In my little circle, as a builder, right? There are certain places in Jamaica, especially here in Portland, where it is not feasible. Let's say now you have, like, say, 125 million. It is not feasible for you to take that $25 million and say you're going to build one 2-bedroom house and rent. You cannot live long enough, Plank, to make a return for your investment. You hear me? So there are certain places in Jamaica where you cannot go in a housing and say you have a rental. Because it not work out.
Then when you spend 25 million and build one 2-bedroom house?
It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense because let's say then the average person in Portland can maybe find $40,000 a month to rent that house. Right? 12/4 is 412 48. Yeah. So you're only making $480,000 for the house for the year. Can that sustain you?
So you have to build a complex.
Can that sustain you? You have to build a complex. And you have to build it in a certain areas to Plank. You have to go into the high-end market. You have to think about Ochi in a St. Anne's area, Trelawney, Montego Bay, or Kingston. You cannot do that in a St. Mary and Portland and St. Thomas.
I know a virgin in build a complex with eight 2-bedroom and he rent it out. And it's nice to hear.
Right.
Hey, Winston.
Yeah.
You have 2-bedroom in a Mandible. I rent actually 80,000 a month.
Turn down in music in a chuck, no virgin.
80,000 a month.
Yeah, but Mandible market different as I say from Portland.
You take long to make back your money, man. Long.
Because you take to make back your money.
Because what I know, Portland is slow parish, you know.
Slow.
I'll tell you the quickest business to make back money. But you have to just pray God your car no mash up. Rent a car.
Rent a car. Are you going to Airbnb?
Yeah, be the workout.
And sometimes when you're going to Airbnb, sometimes after 6 months you don't get no market. There's a lot of people in it.
I want to know, going to come in about it without no figures. I don't know where we might get any money from. He must plan for bird for Winston.
So
guys, you know, say board houses. We can still invest in some board houses, you know, because you know look like in a
Yes, go. I'm going to tap you before you don't tap, baby.
No, separate and apart from the whole hurricane concept.
Board house is more expensive than concrete house. I ask Winston.
No, but look how much trees them are cut down a year time.
Mr. Winston, tell him that board house expensive. More expensive than concrete house, no?
Very, very expensive, Casper. Very expensive. Board house is
I know a lady now. She lives in a container house.
Casco.
She lives in a container house. She, her daughter, and her husband. And them quite comfortable and them have AC.
Mr. Winston, how much for a sheet apply?
Set up so nice. I mean, I said, look on that.
5,000.
Them use to them money and
5,000.
invest in a
How
something
much
like
for a
that.
100
And
block?
Mark, a structure, the container is very sturdy, very strong.
100 blocks, some people are selling for 15,000, some people sell it for 14,000.
Yeah.
Some places are selling for 18,000. Because it all depends on the grade. So the top grade we get is like for 8,000.
Guess you want the Jamaican to never go live in a trailer park. You want the Jamaican never
No,
go live in
man,
a trailer
not at
park?
all, not at all.
Let me tell you something. Me not have no problem.
Not at all.
Me not
not
have
at
no
all.
problem with a container house. And I want to tell you this. I actually love board houses because they can build very nice and stuff. The problem with it is in Jamaica, especially if you live in a rural part, the upkeep, hurricane are not even the problem. And the upkeep, you have to always repaint, you have to make sure it's chichi not take up your duckants, not take up your board. You have to make sure you use treated. And the cost of it is not cheap. And it's the one
The maintenance.
The maintenance is the problem. Nothing wrong with no type of house when nobody want to live in it.
Listen, it's the container house.
Roof over your head.
The container house, some of them I see, you have a lady, she named, I can't remember her name. They call her Chin.
Sure.
Chin. I think a MV imports she own. She shows some of them, I tell you.
Them very nice.
Them very nice.
Nowadays when them modern
and them come with all amenities inside. All amenities inside.
Everything
all
in it, you can live in it, but Jamaicans are not open to that. Not that mindset dominant one. I remember say when it come from Labour Party government, they want perfect. Everything must be. They want this. A matter of fact, they wouldn't mind the Prime Minister. I give away the same house like where him living now. They not think they work hard for your house.
I can tell you something. Your people have money, crazy money, and have land like some farmland. And when them go stay upon the farm, there's a container house them have. We far them not build no black house, no board house. At the same container house.
You have to be appreciative
of crazy money.
Something, but Jamaicans' mindset not open because when the Prime Minister is looking. You know, it is really sick to mock say Mark Golding come and try to tear down their good Prime Minister we have, you know. God up heaven, you know.
I tell you.
Mark Golding, it's a Mark Golding.
Mark Golding explore every option to give Jamaicans an opportunity and that you can have something way over your head. I know me
what I'm saying, they're not kids.
Well, I'm the Prime Minister knows
that Operation Pride, which was a failure, and that is a concern to me because if you bring back the same Operation Pride, where $400 million did miss, I don't want to call. I'm going to tell you something. Danisha father, the one where I try running a St. Anne's, in that same problem there with Operation Pride. The man called blight. $400 million missing, and people get all land and can't get the title up to now. And I same thing, you want to go back to Operation Pride? We never call it a different name. You come with this Operation Pride. You know, so much people lose money and all of them stuff there, and people can get titles.
Right now, we put in programs to make them get the entitled. This administration can put in programs so they can get the entitled.
So when you come with Operation Pride,
what I am saying, yesterday I made reference to the fact that Mark Golding, guys are driving, so I don't know how the signal is this side where I'm going. Mark Golding keep referencing to his father's achievement and his father's legacy. And I'm saying you don't need to be selling your father, sell yourself. No, an ideal way that you could have sold yourself was by uplifting your constituency. And if he had done the work in his constituency to, number one, curb crime, because crime is very high there, then him could have even come talk about the JCF and the security force and what they can do and how and whatever rates can go down. But you can't come and talk about that when your constituency crime rate is the highest right now. Your housing infrastructure, you prefer go foreign country, go develop foreign country with low income houses, and your constituency in a shambles. The roads are a mess, and you never see all of those to fix. But you come and identify the entire Jamaica problem.
You hear
Fix
much?
the constituency first, man.
You hear much corn beating in constituency one night?
Okay. Till all me afraid.
Are you not
Mommy catch her afraid. Mommy, I say, come no son, me could lock up, me could lock. And me I said, like, seriously? Why you afraid and not far from we there?
No, they are said that they call them.
And I understand. Yeah. And just the sound of it. Because it sound like a right in our yard there now. And just the sound of it.
All right,
in my
for
mother.
the building.
Eh?
All right, for the building, what should do?
Steady.
Call them a big. Yeah, man, and this up. May I tell you, and that Mark Golden.
You not see that for fix.
Right.
And come and identify all a Jamaica problem. Go fix the constituency. When you fix that, the Bible says set your house in order before you go to the well, you need to set in constituency before you can continue to run Jamaica. That is what I am seeing.
Well, you can't chat to my Prime Minister. My Prime Minister's life and achievements is well documented. From birth, from him birth paper to when he have the drink cut and bury to where he is today. Mark Golden, me never hear Prime Minister come in a parliament yet. I come boast about nothing where his father give. No inheritance. No nothing. He might come tell you about his father and him. Mark Golden sick dark shit stomach. You hear me tell you no? Dark shit stomach. Mark Golden sicky. I just see truth.
You must see father run.
But every time he do it, Casco, every time he get a chance, he might go bring up, the John Golden. Yesterday now for the first time because they always say that about his father. Yesterday now he talk about his mother. And my recent reported mother. Like for real?
Yeah, too. But she invested over how much years in which charity or whatever foundation.
Guys, listen, some of the plans that you matter about agriculture. Flight Green already started enough of those already. You understand me? So him just say things and him now be truthful.
But just one, everything where government do, them a recycle.
And I said them I go do. There's nothing different. There's nothing different. I'm more important because you see, I am a numbers person, you know. You see, if me, I will go on business plan, I will present it to a bank, and I tell them, I mean, and a budget me attack to show them something I can make money and forecast. Me have to show them the numbers you know, before them can give me a loan, you know. But so I understand some of those plans. Why never cast even the major ones them? You should have come out and cast them. You can't come with it's words, me not work with words. You see, you have to quantify things to me in order for it to make sense. That's what me tell people.
Everything have to quantify, brother. The entire life is made up of budgets.
Numbers. How much I would have life, how much money you have in your bank account, how much ex-girlfriend or boyfriend, what they have, how much ex-boyfriend you have, if how much kids you have, everything are numbers.
Every DNA, brother, are numbers.
Them should come with some numbers.
Our DNA codified our numbers, brother. So I don't know where that come from. Where will it be from?
And it's my thing, is if you do all of that in the constraint of the present budget, enough of what he says is going to be unachievable. Let me explain it. It's either you go borrow more money to finance most of what you say you're going to do, or if not, you're going to introduce taxes. I mean, I think they're going to introduce taxes. They're going to want to borrow more money. And when you borrow more money, right? You are basically pay more upon the debt, and whatever you plan to do, it will roll back because you're not have enough money. Because most of the tax dollars we have to spend on certain matters, it will pay back from the same loans. Or if not, you have to be reckless.
Guys, it is obvious that him and him team, whatever they make up of, never read nothing. They're not abreast with what is happening in the Jamaica society. They are not abreast with the new policies being implemented. And as such, they presented, because you have to say they, coming on and him put it together, they have presented a plagiarized speech. And I don't classify it as a budget speech because there are no figures to work with. So it is an election campaign speech, right? Which is figureless. And we cannot use that to determine if we would really want to put them in government. Because you can't tell us how you're going to fund those things more than just giving us wishful thinking. Jamaican people now are no wishful thinking again. We passed them the days. Those days were under PJ Patterson and Michael Manley, and it got us nowhere. So we're no longer working with that. We want to see how the breakdown go. Yes, we want to see the breakdown. We want to know how much will we be paying as opposed to how much will we benefit from directly without paying. And he has not presented that any at all yesterday. And with our brilliant minds, when we do our checks and balance, we realize that his presentation yesterday is going to put us on the world map for sale. We're going to be for sale, and they're gonna give us to the highest bidders.
We're gonna be like Cuba.
You know another thing again, you see, Casco, a member from his party came out and criticized the JUTC to start to operate now in rural communities, right? To alleviate the pressure and parents with bus fare for students. But at the same time, him is coming out now and presenting that him our make school bus to all rural communities. You see all these people also tell us something. You know, guys, me I gotta work here. Catch up with you later. I am going to be man, I'm going to be I'm going to become productive, you know. Because I know that productivity drive growth. Later, guys.
All right, of course. Later. Bye-bye. So guys, up until this blessed day, you're able to distinguish between anything that a PNP is doing as opposed to anything a JLP is doing. And that also means where PNP constituency is and where the Jamaica Labour Party constituencies are. You can see the complete difference. You wonder what they do with taxpayers' money. What Mark Golden do with taxpayer money? What Matilda do with taxpayer money? Because sometimes they can't remember your name. What Denise Daly do with taxpayer money? In a Spanish town, they saw. In a Spanish town here.
Worst MP. Yeah. I'm not about the one say the worst MP. That man has done nothing for Portmore. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Him no mark. You understand? Nothing. You have a gully where Bisham used to live. Now Greater Portmore. And I see him and him coming at the scheme. I drive past, so he saw me. And him come across. And I said to him, you know, the gully I got drop down because compromise. Right? Because when him build the gully, about 10 times in the wall. Not stealing at the wall. In the concrete. And I said to him first start talking like him ever do something about it. And then him start say, you know what I'm used to? I'm used to having somebody like a worker. You know, like him I look somebody for go around and talk about him and try to get people to vote. I saw him start talking, you know. Him normally have a link person at the scheme. Man stop talking about the goalie, you know. Right? You know, so the goalie drop down. Right? And I know it no fix. Me have him number on my phone, you know. Him call a guy named Otrai, that are the councillor for the East Division in the Greater Portmore. When he call Otrai, Otrai obviously have peer labor right over my side. They don't know nobody over my side, and nobody not talk to my labor right or PMP. Otrai say him have bigger things to deal with. I mean, I tell you, the people them also right at the goalie side. But the something dropped down. In a 6 East. And I know them not go over there and look upon it. I know. And I fix jobs to come there himself. Me have him number in my phone.
I'm not gonna see that as important. And as a matter of fact, every year, every election, the people put him in, and him never have to do nothing extra for them put him in. So, what I expect? If the people don't get up and go and make the change, then them all get the same results every time. And he knows what to win them over because obviously he uses the same strategy every time and win them over. I think the strategy that he uses is what Mark Golden presented yesterday, the wishful thinking. Yeah, man, if you vote me in, I will let this happen and let that happen and let. And then nobody remember. Nobody remembers. Say, hold on, but your name promise me that and nothing happen. Because guess what? No, y'all come with one next foolishness. 28 bank account. Nobody no business but the governance of the country again, 28 bank account, statutory declaration,
a 13 bank account me have.
And blah blah
blah. Yeah. 13 me have.
But the conscious living,
13
the conscious minded people
I mean, I no money like
think
you, Prime
nothing to say.
So, you understand? I don't have no money like Mark.
Lucrative money.
I'm not cutting. Remember yesterday when we did up and we talked about Fitzjackson and Mr. Daphne?
Yeah.
Them run with different story. Go tell Mr. Daphne say I was on the show talking bad about him.
Who did that?
I don't know, but
Dimple. Morning,
Yeah.
Dimple. You know
Yeah.
that you know, and this is why I stepped in and shut it down because you know. This is why we say certain things we not come to the public with because you said nothing. You did not go into details about anything. You just say you are like a hypocrite style and what have you, and it was there was no discussion of any details, but as some people stay. Right, and this is why I say certain things better if we not say it here because you don't go cast carry go bring come because we don't know who are watching. We don't know who are watch. We don't know who are listen. Remember, so all people have 2-3 profile. Some have fake account where then come make problem with. So you're not supposed to surprise. So I'm gonna say that to Mr. Dabney. That's not supposed to surprise you at all.
It not surprise me, but for sure, you said him run with it, and I believe.
Well, me no. Me no know that part.
Dimple.
Yeah, what's
that will come down.
That to the son what we know because
you're not never this done.
I will come down to tell him so and
exactly.
I mean, and you come again. No, I can't say this. It's gonna be one of the talking points. So anything where Dimple, Mr. Dabney is your MP caretaker. We have a long relation.
And Dimple, and it come like him have a better chance of winning against Steve Jackson. No, I know why I can say that.
Somebody
and that is what I was saying yesterday. Say he need to come out and start. Wow.
Somebody have to put on the big pants.
So Dimple, listen to me. No make nobody mash up your MP caretaker relationship. Deal with you and Mr. Dabney. As some politics go. Sometimes we love them, sometimes we don't like them. You and Mr. Dabney have to deal with that in a private. Now come here and say because you go hear say them will go back with you again. Believe me.
Dimple. You're independent.
You're a very independent person.
Does that stop you from voting for Mr. Dabney?
No.
Well, hear me.
Dimple labor right, Dimi. We ask Dimple.
No, hold on, no, me just make a point, So here what? If him want to leave other people over you and stay in his feelings, you can't take him outside. Nobody can take nobody outside. Your sole purpose is to go there. Do what you need to do. You know in your heart you don't have him up. You still are gonna make your ex see him. You're an independent person. There is no personal benefit or gain that you're expecting. So here what? If tomorrow morning you're going to do runner, you're still a runner. Tomorrow morning you're indoor agent, you're still an indoor agent. And if they say you're not run an indoor agent, you run an outdoor for your own. So it doesn't matter because you can't take people out of their feelings, baby. So not feel heartbroken about it. You know in yourself you never say nothing wrong. Simple.
Yeah, man. We don't think about it. Give it, nobody elaborate more upon it. Just change the subject. We get it.
You see all yesterday? Yesterday, Fitz Jackson was on some what I call crossroad road or crossroad, something another. The thing a country moved or something another, and RJR. You want to hear him. I talk about Portmore. And RJR purposely, bring on the Fitz Jackson alone to talk about Portmore, What Portmore will come in a parish and support it. But I can tell you, this election, in order for Portmore to become a parish, I'm going to vote out Fitz Jackson. And that's why you see my fight against it, so. You me tell you? Yeah. That's why my fight against it, so. Because say, you want to see some of the roads them. The roads them, there are pines on certain parts. And you, right? I go back to Brayton side. Because Field side right there, so. Go back to Brayton side. The roads them not fixing, No, the roads are not fixing. I'm missing out Miller roads them fix. Pearland roads them fix. And I wonder what is happening. And all of them get money to fix the road. But the Prime Minister said the funds is not used. It have go straight back in the consolidated fund. And that team plan for the money is there. Why man not use it? When I talk the Spark program and the Reach program and the money is there spending on the constituency and they're not using it. Eh?
A loophole, man.
Campaign.
Them can't use it for
campaign.
Them can't use it for campaign. So him just want the Prime Minister to look bad and the government to look bad. Like so they are not doing anything for Portmore. And him tear along I fix up roads, I tear down zinc fence and I put up wall. Right? Miller do the same thing. And him, I don't know what him do. Nobody can tell me. Nobody can show me. I want a curse that
no man,
Fitz Jackson to come and tell what Fitz Jackson do for Portmore. That's all I want.
I'm telling you what, Dayton camp to call him and tell him say we have a strategic location. So they might try work out for strategy rather than work out for efficiency. But they soon get plugged out, man. They not go worry about them. They soon get plugged out, man. But we want to talk about this man we come up with people sweet yesterday, like he thinks the people like sweet. One Republic Constitution with the blatant lie them and in plagiarism. With the even in our own soul, like on a humanitarian level, even in our own soul, we have to work out our budget, and we know that our budget, we make $5,000 a month time, right? X amount of rent, X amount of groceries, X amount of fee kids, and then we have like probably $500 for buy one shoes and one pants. If we know by working in between the budget, if we know that something come up, we have to say, boy, that I go show we have free money, and we have to go find means and ways to accommodate that day, whereby we can